No, you can laugh now. You should continue your laugh now.
Druid already?
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Hot mic Druid is a thing. You know what?
Yeah.
Y'all can just.
Yeah, here's the thing. You don't ever want to have Druid on your team if you're running complete open mics, because she'll hot mic everybody. Yeah. Yeah, they're pushing. Yeah, they already know. Everybody knows. We can hear you just across the country.
Across the country.
So,
Yeah, they.
yep.
They just. Everybody just stops and is quiet for just long enough. I'll make some sort of noise. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, but
everyone
you know
knows
what?
that's how I find you in the grocery store.
That's true. You'll never lose her in the grocery store, or
Yeah, I
a
can't tell you how many
JCPenney
times.
or a mall. Yeah.
So many times back when we were in California, since we had a lot of customers that knew us both and would shop in the same space, we'd be shopping and we'd be going, and then she's like, I'm gonna go get this, we'll meet back, and then I come back and she's gone, and I'm just like, wait. She's over there. And I just go find her. Yeah. Which is why we actually decided to make our grocery shopping late at night, towards the end of the grocery store being open, so we avoid most people. We could shop in peace.
I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know Fate pokes fun at her, and sometimes I'm sure it can be annoying. But honestly, it's one of the things that we love about you, Tiny Bladder IRL. I mean, Druid IRL.
I'm just gonna go. I'm
Wait.
kidding.
Wait. At
I'm
least
just gonna do this. Hang on.
I know it bugs you that Tiny Bladder IRL has caught on from Banana Tom, but at least it's not Tiny Boner IRL.
You know what? I swear to God. I swear. If that starts popping up in my chat.
All right. Wait. Where?
I'm gonna get
where are
Stormy
you
a
up to? Which-
personalized
you
shirt
doing?
that says
I'm doing a
processing.
level up. I'm double checking something.
She's trying to stay distracted from all the comedic hijinks. What is Fate over there doing?
I don't know. He's typing.
What did he type?
I flinched. I aggressively flinched.
Some
Tiny
funny
Blue
stuff.
Bladder IRL.
Tiny Blue Bladder IRL. I like it. So, hi, Cozy Come Chili.
My back is fucked up. I'm crippled.
Aries, and oh wow, not actual
Jesus.
Simon. Welcome back. Hello again. Kid Chicago.
How this is just all devolved.
Insomnia Night. Of course, the ever-present BT himself, Lord of Nanas. First time chatter, not actually Simon. It's an honor to have you here. We appreciate you. So,
what's up? Not actual.
We're starting out a little scuffed today, but the comedy hijinks is kind of par for the course. The scuffiest part is that we're 30 minutes late because just tonight my what we call our mat cam. Here, I'll show you guys. You won't actually be able to see it, which is the issue. Our mat cam. I had this clever thing set up where my smartphone with its camera and its Wi-Fi connection was another Discord user in our D&D setup. And so, it's pretty cool because it points down at a mat that you guys can't see here. It's a play mat you can see it there. And we'll use it. But for some reason it decided to stop working properly tonight. The phone's working, the Discord video on the camera looks like it's working, but on the other devices, it's not showing up. Just the video isn't showing up. We've tried everything. We tried reinstalling the app. We tried rebooting the phone, rebooting the computer. tried all the stuff online. Unfortunately, nothing fixed it. So we're just going to have to say that it's dead for tonight. Luckily, we can theater the mind it tonight. So that's kind of what we're at. Normally we're not that scuffed. We're a little more professional, but tech issues do happen. So Druid doesn't have intrusive thoughts. Those need to stay in her head. Never happens. So and then,
have you ever tried blaming Druid?
And then as I'm trying to fix the phone, the button on my shorts pops off. So poor Fate and Druid got an eye full of Stormy in his underwear. Had to run upstairs and change my shorts.
Nothing was as revealing as the maid outfit.
That's so true. It's so true. Yeah.
I cherish that. I really do. Yeah. Too many made pancakes. Yeah.
But at any rate, so tonight we're going to continue on a little bit late, but no worse for wear. I have let the frustration. I have filled myself with joy and emptied all the frustration out. So we're good to go. Ready for some D&D tonight. Making do with what we got. Our imagination, which is really the key to D&D anyway. So no worries at all. You guys are in for an interesting treat tonight. And I believe the players are going to be rather shocked. They just leveled up last week too. They're now level 16, correct?
Yes.
So pretty cool. That's pretty epic. Oh, we're almost getting close to epic level.
So,
Yeah.
do you have a short little announcement, Aries, since you're here in chat? I was in your stream earlier today, and as you were signing off, you were talking about the D&D stream today, and I took it to heart, and you said that the D&D stream today is all about Druid, Fate, and Stormy, and that everybody should tune in. So, based on that little announcement, I, as Emillynn Ray, will be stepping down. Goodbye, team. Have fun. And no more Philip.
Oh
No more Philip.
Well, all right, guys.
Well,
that means that I get to be the leader of the party now.
Here's Carl.
No, I'm the leader now. Get Carl out.
No. Honestly, guys, I mean, she's my other half of existence. So we're like, a bonded pair of electrons. I can't really operate without her. So that's it. Good night, guys. We'll see y'all next time.
Oh no! So
Get
Fern
your buns
really,
over here
really
now.
has to try to do the things.
We just
Carl for party leader. I ignore Druid. Carl!
We're just kidding, Aries.
people.
You don't have to apologize. We know you were just naming out the streamers.
Oh yeah, I know. I was just sitting there. I was like, I guess I don't count anymore.
Trust me. Aries, come on now. You didn't have to do that. We were just teasing, dude.
Yeah, we were teasing.
I told them about
Send
it.
StarkItty cookies now.
Yeah.
He did.
Send her
just
cookies.
did.
That was sweet, Aries. You didn't have to do that. It was a joke. We love you, buddy.
I still love you, Aries.
All right, don't worry,
you
man.
know, you pick
that'll
on the
just come
ones
right
you
back on the
love,
stream.
right?
Just wait till Druid, she'll continue the war.
Yep. That's right.
Boom! Not actual Simon. We do apologize. The sound bites are disabled for the D&D stream.
Yeah.
Please don't take it personal. Just for our immersion and for everyone else.
The war bard.
Can you refund those points?
Yeah.
The war bard is gone now. Behold the war barb.
Yeah. Yeah, we just for the D&D stream, we disable the sound alerts just so they won't be a distraction from the story in our role play and in action and all that stuff. So, appreciate your understanding. So now that we've gotten all the fun stuff out of the way, Aries, you didn't have to do that, but thank you. Arigato gozaimasu, as always. But let's back up and redo our actual official intro. Here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Stormkeep. I'm StormyD, your host and dungeon master for the Isles in the Mist 5th edition campaign. We're on episode 73, right? Oh
yes,
my God!
Thank you for the raid, Brotosai.
I guess I'm gonna have to redo this again, but that's right, Brotosai with the raid. This is Rylar dabbing.
Yes, everybody, Rylar dab.
It hurts to Rylar dab, but I'll do it.
Oh, it's your back. Your back is still. Oh. Hang in there, dude. Hang in there, dude.
It's okay.
Get you a massage, man. You got some art going on. I guess we're going back to the intro in a little bit because we got a raid from Brotosai.
Brotosai, how was your stream?
Tonight then. That's right.
You know
okay. I mean, we don't normally do that on the D&D stream, but we do have a sword available. We got
I can also do a warhorn.
Geralt's sword. So you all are going to be honorary knights of Stormkeep with the Geralt sword. Whooshing, a little bit special tonight. There you go. Oh, that's backwards. I was literally putting it up backwards.
How was your stream today, Brotosai?
Yes, how did it go?
How was War Thunder?
Thank you, Brotosai. For all of Brotosai's folks, if you don't already know us here at Stormkeep, we do lots of amazing things. Obviously, 5th edition D&D on Saturday nights. Monday nights, we're doing Dark Souls 3, my first time ever playing a Dark Souls game. I'm playing first-person perspective mod, so extra grindy for Stormy. Wednesdays, I have an amazing collab of Baldur's Gate 3 with Extirpatefate. And so come check that out. That gentleman right over there with the incredible beard and hair, he and I do that Wednesdays. Thursday night is Daggerfall Unity night. We're doing Iron Man Permadeath Daggerfall. Then Friday, we're Druid IRL, the other person right over there next to the bearded god of
amazing.
Yes. So
of awesome, super cool.
Hello, Izo.
Izo's here. We do Bandwidth and Banter, a podcast talk show with Druid IRL. She's my co-host and co-founder. All of these folks right here are my partners. She's my partner in life. These guys are my partners in business and in play, and of course best friends. So we do all that stuff, and I cannot forget and will not forget Banana Tom OG in the chat, one of our mods. I have another special stream with him on Thursdays. I guest star on his stream. We're playing Baldur's Gate 3, and then Fridays he comes over and guest stars on my stream. This is Thursday afternoon and Friday morning, playing Baldur's Gate 3. So check out all of our craziness. There you go.
Thanks, Bud.
Bud, Tater Lord's here too. What's up, guys? She's doing it. She's doing what he asked her to. Awesome. Such a treat to have all you freaking amazing people in here. Officially, at least Druid is your favorite.
Druid is amazing.
That's understandable. It's the green hair. I mean, you can't help but be drawn to it. And the laughter, like she's just a giggle factory, an infectious giggle factory. So.
Oh dear, never give. I know.
Yes. So real quick, back to the intros for the show, for the YouTubes. starting this shindig all over again. Although frequently I'll just leave all this stuff in there anyway. I don't necessarily always edit it out because it's really hilarious content sometimes.
It's pretty fun.
I feel that in a lot of ways it mirrors how a private D&D game starts. Okay, we get ready, and then there's a lot of cross chatter. We start, we stop, and then we eventually dive in. It is organic to what it'd be like at a table, at least in the experiences I've had.
Well said, and that's a great word. I love it. Organic for sure. The self-laugh, self-own. So, well, still though, for folks who don't know already, yeah. So this is the Isles in the Mist, episode 73, or 73rd episode, and pretty incredible. I am StormyD, Dungeon Master and NPC extraordinaire, and my life partner and best friend right over here with the blue ears is...
Hi, I'm itsStarkitty. I play Emillynn Ray, War Bard Party Leader, College of the Battle Singer Bard, and I have to find Philip. He is somewhere in this lovely device.
Wait. I can show. We can show Philip.
There's
He's
Philip.
also on your shirt.
Shirt.
That's not exactly Philip.
This is inspired Philip.
Yeah. What's on her shirt inspired Philip, but it's, yeah.
No, Philip inspired the shirt.
That is very true. Philip is all-seeing, and all wonderful, and all amazing.
And,
I gotta bring up Banana Tom's Philip.
Yeah, that's Banana Tom's Philip.
Banana Tom's
Throw it right up in there. Everybody. There.
Get all in there. There we go.
It's also the same thing that they have in chat, but there you
Yeah.
go. So, and
Shout out to
then,
Banana Tom.
shout out to Banana Tom. Across the way, we have, with the gorgeous shiny green hair and doing scissor things with her arms, please introduce yourself.
I am Druid Ira, and I play Fern, who's a wood elf, Circle of Spores Druid. And this is Chocolate. All hail Chocolate. Chocolate is the best and most greatest. And when he is not Chocolate, he is Stronkomoth. Say hello to Stronkomoth. Stronkomoth is the best kind of moth. Look at it. I'll worship him.
Show his little
he is the
death head
cute and the
back.
best.
Show his back.
It is butt.
Not his butt. It's a butt. All right. And then
Sorry, I'm prepared to be like, get your face out of here.
That was
Face
last
outta
week.
here.
I'm
don't
nicer
care.
today. You're broken, so I'm trying to be nice, okay?
the broken
rude.
guy over there with a sad look on his face. Please introduce yourself, Sag man.
He's a sad man behind green eyes. Is it the blue
I
eyes?
know. I'm giving it the pregnant pause. So Druid's laughter doesn't cut me off every 30 seconds. See how long it takes. Not even 2 seconds. Loving it. Hello, everybody. I am extirpatefate. I'm playing Lorkris, the Goliath, who's an Oathbreaker Paladin of Melora and a Path of the Grave Cleric of Weejas. This is Guar, the bestest Awu, and that is Druid, the bane of my existence. Banana Tom knows I have a command for a reason. Thank you.
Awesome.
You know.
Thank you for those wonderful introductions, everybody.
Hello, Ghost Reaper.
Yeah, hello, Ghost Reaper. Welcome. It's good to have you here, as always. Thank you.
Yeah.
A little bit of a background on the story here. Arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you for the follow.
Thank you for the follow.
Real Buddha. Or Bada. Real Bada.
Here's the recap from last week's episode. The adventurers had made it to the final end of the gauntlet in the city of the undead. Basically, the citadel of the triumvirate. was their ultimate goal, which was the castle, the keep at the top of the city of undead. And this city of undead, the citizens somehow or another are tied to Lorkris, and they somehow or another believe that Lorkris is their, is going to save them, is going to release them from their tragic existence. And the enemy leadership of the undead city, they believe that Fate is some sort of false prophet or usurper.
Wait, Fate?
Excuse me, sorry, Druid.
Wait,
Lorkris,
Lorkris?
Fate's character Lorkris. I'm getting all these people confused with themselves.
I was like, whoa, when did Fate enter
Names
this
are
D&D
hard.
story?
Names are
Harry
hard.
says it best.
Back to what I was saying. So the gauntlet was basically 3 gates, 3 walls to the top of the castle, where they would need to progressively defeat defenders of the keep and make it through the gate. Luckily, the citizens who happen to be also mummified skeletal undead people. Each time the gate guardians were defeated in this gauntlet, the people would open the gate from the other side. Now, obviously, the party, they were 15th level going into this gauntlet. They leveled up at the end, but so now they're 16th level. But they could have found ways over these obstacles, but they wanted to face them head on and defeat the gauntlet. Because at the end of the gauntlet, they got to face off against an old nemesis, a recurring villain that they got to face off against for the final time, that they themselves nicknamed Shiny Shoes.
He was angry.
Yeah, he was angry, super angry. He was basically a hobgoblin, kind of leader who had been defeated by them twice before, just by Fern using spike growth. And he was able to escape each of those times as the lone survivor of his team. And ultimately his own people, as it were, hanged him for his failures. And so he died in great anger and regret and resentment. Well, it seems that the triumvirate, the people of the triumvirate, they are basically all ancient, super ancient, like primordially ancient undead Goliath people. And they're under some sort of curse, self-inflicted curse. And they were basically taking bodies and repurposing them. And they scored a find by finding the hanged Shiny Shoes corpse, because it was filled with so much latent, a negative rage within it, that when they were able to reanimate it to be one of their undead warriors, it had this greater potential, and they were actually able to convert this Shiny Shoes, nicknamed that because of the shiny boots that he got to protect himself from the spike growth, even though it didn't actually work. And he became a Death Knight, much more powerful than before, dramatically more powerful than before. And he was the final fight at the top of the stairs for them to try and make their way into the castle. And there was also flanking him, he had 2 basically, I guess you could call them minions or lieutenants or fodder, that was a zombified Fomorian, thank you, and a zombified stone giant. And they had to defeat all 3 of them after having already defeated guardians at each gate before, without arrest, and they did it. Two of the party members went down unconscious.
Oh, I forgot to change the scene back.
I did? Oh, I did. Thank you. Yep. Sorry.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Spud.
Thank you, Tater. Thank you, Tater Lord. Thank you, Spud. So, yeah, we were just showing off our scuff screen where the Mad Cam isn't working anymore. So, they did it. They beat him. They beat Shiny Shoes for the final time by nailing him with a stupefy spell.
Gonna act stupid, you're gonna be stupid.
Yep. And I mean, technically, he was still a major threat, which is why they still, two of the party members went down. Rylar and Lorkris both went down, and but they were popped back up really quick. So Lorkris did not get a visit with with Lady Weejaws. So, at any rate, that's where they're at. The thing is, they're in the main courtyard, trying to get through. There's a giant metal gate, or not gate, excuse me, a giant metal arched door, and the castle's buttress is just this smooth. Looks like maybe a long time ago might have been kind of a white stone, but it's just degraded to this dark charcoal gray. What's interesting about the castle itself is that the stone itself seems different than the rest of the city stone, and they determined that there's incredibly powerful magical barrier surrounding the castle. And so that was where we had stopped. They had defeated Shiny Shoes, and they needed to rest to recover their health and their resources. And they didn't want to rest right there in the city, so they decided to leave the city and come back. And that's where we're at tonight. Do you guys have anything else to add to the recap before I go into the individual part?
Nope. Other than, hey, Dagoth, hey, never tilted.
Hi, guys. So, gotcha. All right. Well.
Oh, yes, and hi, Jotun Red Wolf.
Jotun Red Wolf, welcome. Thank you. Yeah, that's, I appreciate you. Appreciate you, sir. Let's do individual recaps. What I like to do at the beginning is to roll randomly, to have each of the players
roll
tell
randomly
me.
To have Fate go first.
Yeah, just roll and Fate will go first.
Usually happens that way. For some reason, because my dice like to roll high, and I always go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What I like to do is have my players tell me what stood out most to their character last week. So here we go. Oh my goodness, it's Emillynn Ray today.
Oh,
He
like last
probably
week.
reversed the numbers.
No, I rolled a 2.
What stood out to Emillynn the most last week? Kind of party leader am I to let 2 people go down in one fight? That stone giant really hurt. At least it didn't hurt Philip. If it hurt Philip, it was gonna be on. And yeah, I would have been jumping down off of that ledge, rapier out, ready to go. But still, I'm a failure as a party leader because two of my comrades went down. I'm gonna have to take responsibility. That means you guys are on your own? No. So, yes.
So she's feeling a little guilty about the two of the party members going down?
Yes.
Even though that's happened before?
Well, I mean, she was trying her best to really take down the magical suppression field that, you know, she should have been paying more attention to what was going on and how everybody was doing. But yeah, she just feels really really guilty for not being able to take care of her party, her family a lot better like she usually does.
Mm-hmm.
So it's affecting her.
Okay. Right on. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it fate next?
Reroll. Yes, fate is next.
I would like to delay my turn and allow Druid to go.
Okay. If that's what you want, I will
You want to
allow it.
hold your action?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I couldn't not just try to say hi to Weejoss before I sent him to her, huh? Even for an idiot, he hits hard. I bet Fern's so happy she's able to make him stupid. Now that's over. Emillynn? Sorry I made the wrong kind of phone call. It's usually Fern's neck of the woods. No pun intended.
What phone call are you referring to?
When I called Jocko and was like, how do I get past the wall? And he's like, I need more details. And I had no more details to give.
For folks, for reference, folks, he was using sending stones.
I
So
was using a sending stone. Yeah. That can only be used once per day. 25 words. And I just was not tactful about it. So I gave up my phone duties. I'm upset about that.
oh, so we got two.
Did you like jumping high? Yeah, I bet you did, didn't you? That boy. Give. Scruffs.
Gotcha. So you got two party members feeling a little guilty about stuff, but one of them at least makes him feel better about the by playing with his dire wolf guar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Fern.
You guys, we did so good. I'm so proud of us. Of course, we did so good. I know that you guys kind of, did the sleeping on the job thing, but everything is fine. It's okay. We still killed him. We finally killed him. This is the first time we actually killed Shiny Shoes.
That's true.
Every other time he just was like, no, I'm going to run away like a little chicken. But we killed him. He would have been so mad if he would have just died the first time we fought him.
That's some interesting logic.
I don't know. But so we are just the coolest and the bestest, and now we just have to break down this magical door. And we can totally do that because Lorkris is super strong. All you have to do is knock. Anyways, so we're totally fine. We're cool.
All right.
And I feel so powerful for making him so stupid.
So they always like to make me do Rylar as well, since he's one of the.
Absolutely.
He's an NPC who's one of the.
He's a party member.
Party members.
That's why.
Yeah. So Rylar, for the first time, really, I don't know necessarily, really to him in his mind anyway, it's the first time he's ever been really that mad and frustrated, right? Like it was just a very frustrating experience for him because he couldn't cast any of his. He could cast some of his spells, right? But he couldn't cast his purple beamer, which is his signature move and his favorite thing to do, and he couldn't do anything about that. And then. Yeah, it was just a frustrating experience, and so I guess and then he was getting beat the hell up. That was frustrating too. He was bloodied, and then he took a nap. Luckily,
Slept on the job.
Somebody healed him up, and probably Papa Lorkris. And yeah, so he's feeling.
That's right, I did.
Like, for the first time, like normally Rylar has just a really simple outlook on life. He doesn't really want things. He just wants to be with the other party members, which he considers his family. And so he just enjoys being with them and following them around on their adventures and doing what they need him to do. But now he's got his own kind of personal, like, does not like these guys. They really made him mad. And, you know, he's thinking some of the same stuff he thought about Fern's ancestors. Like, Fern's ancestors are assholes. Well, freaking Lorkris's ancestors are assholes too. So
they're technically bigger assholes.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Because they're
Yeah.
the
No.
descendants of Goliaths, and you're descendant of not.
That look was like daggers. That's funny.
I don't want to bring up that.
What you whispered that? What?
Nothing.
Okay. All right. So thank you guys. So that's the recap. It sounds like the players or the characters are frustrated, and that's
No, not Fern.
except for nothing ever. She's unflappable apparently, but
We killed them. We're fine. Nobody died.
right.
Shiny Shoes died.
Shiny Shoes died.
That is
We're
logical.
fine.
That's true. All right. So that's the recap of what happened last week, and then what the characters are currently feeling. They are currently resting in Emillynn Ray's magical tavern, which is basically a little pocket dimension that she can create once per day for a period of
Yes.
24 hours.
My private retreat.
Her private. Oh, hey, you used it. Used the name I gave you instead of your own. What was your rename?
Magical Tavern.
Her magical tavern. Oh, so I got it right. Yay! And they're coming up with a plan as they rest of what to do next, and that's where we will begin tonight. So technically speaking, it's going to be some role playing tonight. Potentially, we might have needed a mat, but we can theater the mind if we get to that point anyway. Here we go. Thank you guys for coming. We're gonna do what I like to call chat dark. That's where we basically hide the chat. So we won't be interacting during the role play session until our intermission, which is gonna be in probably an hour and a half or so. And then we'll say hi and interact a little bit while we have a snack. But then we'll also have a kind of little intermission show, a montage, and then get back into it for another hour and a half or so. And then after that, we'll wrap up and chat with you guys. Thank you all for coming. And thank you all for lurking, for supporting what we do here. You guys, please enjoy the show. Alrighty. So, you all were pretty exhausted from both physically and mentally. I mean, even Fern, of course.
Oh,
she may
I'm
not-
so tired.
Yeah, she'd be tired. She used a lot of resources. All of you used a lot of resources. Out of curiosity, how many spell slots did you even have left?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh,
Eight
you
spell
had
slots.
quite a few then. Okay.
Oh yeah, I had actually most of my spell slots left.
Okay.
It was a lot of resources, like wild shaping stuff that I used.
Okay. Well, at any rate, you guys were tired, rested, enjoyed, the new digs because somehow or another, Emillynn Ray has magically reshaped the inside of the magical tavern to suit everybody's taste a little bit more and personalize your rooms and stuff a little bit more. So of course, Druid has her own room. You'll notice that Emillynn Ray has memories of glowing mushrooms that are now in your room to be lights when you need them. And so basically your room is just outfitted in such a way it's like a little mini forest. And
all you got to do is just go, and the mushrooms will turn on.
right. And
You
Lorkris,
just hear her.
that's right. No, not that at all. Lorkris.
Oh no, I look at Lorkris going, she'll be entertained for hours. Give you some peace.
And Lorkris's room is set up such that, of course, he has the kind of bed that he's described to her is more comfortable for him. But more importantly, next to him is set up another option, basically a nice cozy setup for Guar, in which case if he wants to basically just fall asleep on or with Guar, he can do that too. But he has both options available to him. She set something up like that.
Yep.
And she didn't necessarily do it consciously. It was just more kind of the space starts to shape itself around what she perceives to be the desires of the people she invites in. For Rylar, he's got a little artist studio for him to draw and read his well, he can set his one book that he reads and read it. And of course her own room, she has set up little mini music studio, and but it's not a huge space. It's a tavern-sized space, so small inn, as it were. The main central area and kitchen are still roughly the same. So, with that, you guys feel free to talk about what you want to do. You all rest that whole night, and the next morning.
I've added some more shelf space to like the main area, so we can put up trophies.
For example,
the shiny shoes up
shiny
there.
Shiny shoes, Death Knight sword, yeah.
And his shoes.
And his shoes, yeah. His boots.
So anything that we leave in this space stays in this space when we come back.
Think of it like a great big bag of holding or portable hole, yeah. But it's not as easy to access, obviously. So it's for collecting stuff, not necessarily for getting and using and carrying around for use later.
Of course, before we leave. All right, everybody, make sure you have everything you need before we step out.
Of course, we're not to that yet because
it's going to be 24 hours before I can turn this car around.
Yeah.
What's a car?
All right.
That is a very good question.
Is it a new way of saying cart? Just
I don't
dropping
know.
the T.
Philip mentioned
Slang.
it once, and I asked him the same thing.
I'm gonna smack you guys.
So what is it, Philip? What's a car?
Okay, come on, guys. Let's get back on track.
We were.
Try this buggy
On
around.
the cards track?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys, good morning. We all took a long rest, have all of our spell slots back, everything's good, yeah?
Yes.
All healed
How's
up to
everybody
100%.
feeling?
So I think I had described to you guys that you, strangely enough, what you all slept, remember? Even though Fern normally doesn't sleep, she meditates. In this instance, she slept. And that's indicative of level ups, because that's the only time she really sleeps.
But we didn't dream, I think.
But
he
this
said
time
that.
you did not have any dreams. You just woke up feeling refreshed, like you had a really good sleep. Not too much, not too little. Not groggy, refreshed. Ready to go.
I bet everybody feels so good today about how yesterday went. Everybody feels super great, right?
Yes. You all like your rooms? You like your additions that I added in?
I'm surprised I got such a good night's sleep because I was playing with the mushroom things for like 4 hours.
Oh, you like the glowing mushrooms.
My hands kind of hurt,
But they're a nice
but
addition.
it was cool.
Lorkris, how
It
are
was
you
very
feeling?
cool.
fine. For once.
Rylar.
What?
Oh, are you already done talking?
No.
Okay, well, never mind.
Now I'm done.
What a dick. All right, so Rylar, he just looks frustrated.
Rylar, why do you
Why,
look so
Rylar?
frustrated? You know where the bathroom is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Isn't that that kind of frustration?
No, I'm not constipated.
Okay. Then what's wrong?
Oh, that's funny.
I don't like these guys. These trilaborate peoples.
The triumvirate?
Right.
Yes.
I don't like them.
I don't like them either, and I'm sure Lorkris doesn't like them either, even though he's related to them.
I feel really sad for Fern and Lorkris because they both have ancestors that are assholes.
I would have to agree.
What's going on with all them peoples that are with the green eyes? They're just like. At first, I felt sorry for them, but now I'm kind of feeling like annoyed by them.
They didn't want to help themselves. They want others to do it for them.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
And they ignored my high fives. How rude.
They seem kind of dumb too, like dumber than me.
You're not dumb, Rylar.
Rylar,
They're just
don't
like
talk about my friend like that.
those green peoples are your friends.
No, you're my friend and you called yourself dumb and you're talking smack about my friend and I don't appreciate it.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
You should be.
I point at the artwork on the wall. Rylar, you made this, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is not the sign of a dumb person.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
That was the correct answer. Good job.
I feel better now.
See?
I don't remember what I was upset about.
Well,
Can I roll an insight check?
Sure.
$20.
What are you hoping to?
See if he actually forgot or not.
I mean, you're not a mind reader. He seems sincere and genuine.
Okay.
And knowing Rylar, he probably really did.
Hey, you know,
He's
had to check.
easily distracted back into a good mood.
so is Fern. How are you, Miss Ray? You avoided it. You
I have
avoided the
to
question.
apologize to Lorkris and Rylar for not being the best party leader that I could be, and very upsetting and frustrating to see both of you go down when I probably could have done more, but I was so distracted by these little objects that were kind of hindering me, and it took a lot longer than I thought to get rid of those.
Objects? Are you talking about the magic metal things?
Yes, those magic metal things that you did point out, yes. Those were so frustrating to deal with.
What were they?
It's like an anti-magic field. Or magic suppression
So you
in a way.
are. Why are you upset that they ended up falling?
Because they went down on my watch, and I'm the party leader, and therefore it is my responsibility if anybody dies on my watch. Yes, we were able to bring them back, but I was trying to avoid them going down in the first place.
Oh, okay. So in other words, you're saying that you've been frustrated because that's happened so many times before and you don't want it happening anymore.
Yes, it's happened before, but it's usually been one person going down, and this time it was two. And
Well, there was that one time where 3 of us went down. I remember that.
we don't talk about
That is also
time.
very true. I forgot about that.
I don't remember which three of us that was.
Me.
Mm-hmm.
Me. And Lorkris.
And Lorkris.
Wait, see, all three of you at the same time? Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was three of us at the same time? I was probably knocked out, so I didn't know that the third person went down.
So, Miss Ray, I'm gonna grab her by her hands, both of her hands, because she has two hands.
Emillynn does this. She goes,
No, don't start. I swear.
sleep.
I swear. I'm gonna grab her by both of her hands and look her in her eyes. I swear, Miss Ray, we all choose to be here, and it's nobody's fault if anybody falls, because they're back up. Everything is okay now. We got there. This is what we are doing. This is how we do it. You know, sometimes, somebody gets knocked out, but we get them back up again. You know?
Right.
And that's okay.
It's like that song you sing sometimes. It's not about how many times you get knocked down, but how many times you get back up. That's what you're always telling us.
I'm going to remove my hands from Fern's hands, and I'm going to grab her by the face. I'm going to look her in the eyes and say, "You always know how to cheer me up, don't you?"
I try my best, Miss Ray.
I release and I give her head pats.
Oh,
And
that's
a
awesome.
little ant is on your hand now. A little ant is on your hand when you pat.
Oh, okay.
You might want to give that back.
Yes. Go back, little ant.
Chocolate! Oh yeah, he's never hungry. I always forget. So now we have to try.
The little ant, his little eyes go.
But I say that because this is the first time I've actually expressed the feelings of guilt that I have whenever anybody goes down in a fight that we're a part of.
And I'm very proud of you for finally saying it, because we all knew that you felt that way. At least I knew.
Yeah, you don't have to feel guilty. I'm sure Lorkris would say something like, it's what we signed up for, right?
That's just what Fern said.
Oh, she did?
Yes.
I remember Lorkris saying stuff like that to me before.
He said it to me too, that's why I said it.
I got it from Emillynn, so.
Well,
See, look at us, look at us. We are so cool.
Philip just rolls all of his eyes.
I love you too, Philip.
You guys.
So now
don't get your panties all in the wad. You just get up and get going and get it going. You keep moving forward, then you're gonna be able to be successful. It's obvious.
I will say though, Philip, that it's very important to feel your feelings. So it's okay that she's a little upset, but we can't let it hold her. Like, she can't let them hold her back. Hold on, I can get the sentence out. Let me try again. She can have her feelings, but her feelings can't hold her back. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I ran out of all of my wise points for the day. Now we just have to try to figure out how to break down that door. I think Lorkris should just try to knock on it.
Well, it's a very magical, like high-level magical.
So magic.
Mm-hmm.
So add a character. I'm going to share that over the night you had, as you were, going off to sleep, you had time to think about it. And it wasn't just that the door is magical. But remember, I explained that the stone of the castle itself is also magical, and it seems to be made of a different kind of stone than the rest of the city. The rest of the city is an ancient ruin. It's just kind of slowly crumbling over time, you know, from disuse and stuff. The castle, not so. It seems, other than being, you know, dark gray, you know, stained with dirt and age and stuff, it's completely intact. And that the magical aura wasn't just on the door or even just on the walls, but after having a chat with Rylar about it too, with his being able to see magic all the time, the entire castle effectively, and he could only tell that when he was up close on it, because it was just kind of, you know, you have to be in a certain range for his vision to work right. But yeah, basically it's as if there's a barrier, some sort of magical barrier, enveloping the castle. Not like in the movies or anime where it's like a big globe, but more like a blanket that is laid onto it and you know, covering all of it, but hugging it tightly. And the metal of the door, now that you think back on it, was also surprisingly pristine, and definitely was not iron. It had kind of a dark gray, slightly kind of brushed metal look to it. Yes.
Rylar,
Uh-huh.
this veil over the castle, does it seem similar to the bubble that separates the northern half of the island from the southern half of the island?
No, I think Miss Ray, when she looked at it with her detect magic stuff, she would probably say the same thing that I said. It's full of lots of different arcane magics, like actual, like, you know, the bubble, like, we can't tell what sort of magic that is. It's so powerful and stuff. But this is, I've never seen anything like it. But it's strong too. But yeah, it don't seem anything alike. What do you think, Miss Ray? and yeah, like basically the veil, the barrier, it definitely seems artificially created and not, you know, some sort of metaphysical event like the you know, like the bubble. But I'm gonna let you roll an arcane knowledge check, because this is definitely some sort of magic tech you have never seen or even heard of before.
30.
Nice. You believe that it is some sort of advanced magical technology beyond anything that has ever been developed on the mainland. And again, it's a mixture of different kinds of magical technologies that would effectively give the stone and metal of the castle super resistance to all kinds of effects. And that something that powerful cannot just be a spell that's been placed as an enchantment effect, because it would run out. It couldn't be that potent unless something were generating it internally.
Oh, kind of like similar to the lady that was generating. But it's probably not a lady. It's probably not a lady, but.
That's a very good point, though.
What are you talking about?
In Fern's arc, where that lady that was hooked up to that machine.
Well, but the machine she was hooked up to, she wasn't necessarily generating anything other than her divine life force was being sucked out of her and being like harvested.
Oh yeah.
She didn't power anything in the city other than, it does look like though, I mean, I see what you're saying. What you did find out in her story arc was that leader archdruid, that corrupt archdruid, had done some kind of ritual that converted all of her people into the Gloam Elves,
Yeah.
right? And so, but as far as like, I mean, this actually seems a bit different than that, but you don't know necessarily. It could be something along those lines, or it might be something that the Triumvirate have developed themselves. True. If you remember correctly from your history, the obviously the Gloam Elf people, which is Fern's ancestors, they, focused all of their culture into the natural magics, right? And whereas Lorkris's people, from what you know, focused all their energy into arcane magics.
Did you already roll your arcane? Mm-hmm. That was that information, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Do you suspect that this veil is being powered from inside the castle?
More than
Is that what
likely, yes. Like, I know a lot about arcane, but there's definitely still things that I don't know and understand about arcane magic.
Philip chimes in and says, I'll bet you they're right that heck, even that Archmagister friend of you guys that wouldn't even know squat about this. He might have some ideas about how to penetrate it, but he shrugs his little eyeballs.
Sometimes the simplest effect can topple the most complex machine. We might have to look at this in the simplest way possible.
Go ahead and continue. I'm just.
Yep. So we'll just have to see. I've got to write out exactly how I'm going to convey this to Mr. Jocko, so he can gather more information for us.
Sorry, that was way harder than I thought it should be. I'm just getting it.
Well, Stormy walked away. I'm gonna go right to the bathroom.
I just wanted to get an antacid. I'm sorry, guys.
It's all right. We can take a quick little break.
And a cough.
She can hear.
All right, that's all right.
She can hear us. Well, she can't hear me.
So I have to ask.
I imagine.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lorkris.
I was gonna say. I'd imagine a structure this large would have more than one exit. The aqueducts, though, may be caved in, but I imagine there might be another way in that was intended to be a way out.
Rylar, I was thinking the same thing. I was wondering if we should go back and go look at it and explore and maybe even ask your friends, them weird, creepy undead peoples, because they seem to like you a lot and stuff. Maybe they didn't seem very talkative, other than the few things that they were saying. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't maybe ask them. Plus, you have ways of talking to dead people. I don't know if that works if they're both dead and not dead.
Fern has wandered off back to her room and is clapping.
I would prefer to walk off in the middle of the conversation without trying to break in.
Oh, but now you have to bring her back because I wandered away. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Or I don't know.
Fern just walked away to pee.
Yeah.
Rylar, do you think you can ask your friend Bonky anything about this possible veil?
That is so smart.
He told me the last time that he helped us that it would be unlikely that he'd be able to do that again. I mean, it wasn't like a thing I can talk to him. Like, he talked to me. I mean, I don't know how to talk to him like you're talking about.
Even if you concentrate really hard and just ask him one little question?
I mean, I could try. Would you want me to ask him?
That's a good question. Let me think about it and I'll let you know.
Okay.
I think we should find. I feel like our best approach is finding an alternate way in. However, nope. I was thinking if we could overload it. Give it more power till it fails. But I don't know how we would generate that kind of energy.
Or we could just knock on the front door until they open up. I mean, it could get pretty annoying to have people banging on the front door for like 3 days straight. Eventually somebody's gonna want to open it up, tell us to stop. And then we just open the door! Annoyed our way in.
I mean, door knocking did seem to work for each gate, but I did notice that the people didn't make their way into that area. But maybe it's a little different now that the suppression field is down.
We left one of the 4.
You mean you didn't finish that one off?
No.
Oh, I thought you did. Okay.
I got yeeted off the wall before I could do that.
Maybe we need to go back and take out that last suppression field and see if that makes a difference.
And then we can knock on the front door just to see what happens for science. On our way through, we ask a couple of those, undead people if they know the back door.
I think Lorkris did try and talk to them as we were leaving, but they were all saying the same thing.
Well, but he just tried to talk to them like normally talking to them. Maybe there's some other way he could talk to them.
And what other way would that be, Rylar?
Well, you remember, didn't we talk to dead people before by that tree?
Yeah, but that. But I knew we were going to be talking to dead people.
Oh, you don't have that spell prepared.
I didn't think about it.
It's okay, Lorkris.
I'm not the best at communicating. Hence, I give you the sending stone.
Should we try to get the message to Jocko?
We'll have to do it outside the tavern.
Yeah.
Well, so we've only rested for what, maybe 9-10 hours?
Mm-hmm.
But this place lasts for 24?
Yes. Well, once we leave, it goes away.
No, I get that. I'm just saying.
Oh, to rest one more time so Lorkris could prepare that spell.
But we could accomplish 2 different things at the same time. Yes, I think taking down that magic suppression field in its entirety, it's not a bad idea. In case, something else shows up while we're there. Investigating this veil a bit more. As well as I know that they've turtled up. If we could get them to come out, I want to watch how they go back in.
I think regardless, we're going to need to find out more information and do some scouting. I mean, unless Fern wants to turn into her little bird again and go scout that area by the door and see if they do come out.
Out of character fate, you can just click on your character sheet and change the change what spells you've had prepared, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so as you're having this conversation, you you kind of have this thought in the back of your mind, like, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did swap that one spell out. Oh, I'm sure I didn't pick it. And you get this sense, you get this feeling like somewhere deep inside that spell has, add a character, pick a spell, change it to that, obviously of that spell level. And you get this sense inside that you've been given a gift.
Joss has blessed you.
What do you?
Because it looks like you were given an extra spell that you could prepare with your level up.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm just reading your character sheet wrong.
I took this one, which gave me an extra spell. Yeah, I did.
I was just being nosy. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, you guys come up with a plan. You decide you need to leave the Demesne one more time. And go check out the gate, or the door, the archway, the castle. Anything else?
Besides trying to scope out the rest of the castle, the outside.
Well, I mean, it's a large castle in a large city. I think sure, you can do that, obviously. Do you want to do that first, or did you want to go to the front door first?
Front door first.
Okay, I'm just going to describe you guys going to the front door then. You guys make your way there. All the needy, groveling undead people are still there, needy and groveling, and they're almost like like Skyrim NPCs in their just kind of repeated robotic, save us, free us. The Fade Warden will free us. He will save us. All that nonsense. And you guys make your way all the way back up the roadway through the gates. Nothing has changed. The dead enemies are still there, dead. The citizenry are all just lined up. Now, something has changed. The citizenry have all kind of lined up along the road. and they're kind of thronging in from the side, but they've basically kept the path open for you guys. And you make your way to the top and are investigating the gate to the castle once again. You investigate the little magical suppression node, and I'm just going to exposition that you decide to go ahead and break it, because that was your intent. Mm-hmm. And you can tell that the magical suppression field is gone. But again, with Rylar's always magical eyes, and you being able to ritual cast detect magic, you see that that barrier is strong, and it's completely unaffected. You also find it interesting that the people, the citizenry, still do not come into the inner courtyard at all.
Does this space? So I know I've talked about, the idea of like the hallowed spell, right? Mm-hmm. And recognizing sacred ground. Does this space give off the opposite, much like the Dark Grove did? Like, I know it may not be the same feeling, but like this,
it does.
This feeling of the space is the polar opposite of hallowed.
Yes, this exactly correct. It is cursed and damned. It is unholy. It is unhollow ground.
Unholy. Well,
just knock on the door one time. I feel like we have to do it for science. I'll prepare to cast a healing spell on you.
Tap.
So you knock on the door, on the giant metal door, and it is the most solid, cold metal you ever touched in your life. It feels like indescribably hard, and because of that, like there's no matter how hard you like, just tapping on it, you're like, wow, it's like hitting a stone mountain, right? It's like doesn't even make any noise other than the slight little tink 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 from you hitting it from your side of things. So if you're gonna make an audible impact at all, you're gonna have to do something more than just knocking with your hand.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, Fern.
Well, do you guys want me to scope out the rest of this place?
Sure. I mean, if you want.
I mean, you could spend days exploring the city, if that's what you want to do, because it'll take days to explore the city. It'll take at least a day to go all the way around so you're in the top tier area with all the buildings that mash up against. There's not a lot of ways to get around. You do notice and Fern remembers when she was flying that there's not a lot of ways to get into the castle from the outside. It's almost as if this one area is the main way in, and I mean, like I said, you're welcome to explore around from here. And I guess you can't see, but from here where you're at in this inner courtyard, if you remember correctly, there's an inner courtyard, there's a slight outer courtyard, and then of course the main first tier proper. But that outer courtyard goes off to some doors that lead to buildings. They seem attached, but when you go into them, they aren't attached. There's no way to go in, and that magical aura is still protecting those walls. So yeah, your question, Fern.
Is Shiny Shoes' body still outside in the courtyard?
Yes. Great question, by the way. Yeah.
Do you think we should try to talk to Shiny Shoes' dead body? He probably won't tell us nothing, but...
When you speak with the dead in this manner, they don't have to give an answer. And oft, if you're the one who felled them, they will not talk with you. To be fair, it'd be a waste of a resource.
Rylar asks, would it be worth it to talk to one of them freaky people with it?
Could at least
We
try.
can certainly try. Yeah, no, absolutely.
We can certainly try.
Stormy's not wearing that shirt today, so he can't go.
No, I'm not.
Or
No.
Druid likes to
I
do.
mean, we wore it last time,
Hmm.
and we certainly tried. We'd get 5 questions.
How are you?
No.
What is your favorite color?
What's the
Why are you undead?
velocity of a swallow?
You guys are funny. Philip's like, well, you guys get serious for a second.
Fern is being serious.
I am.
No, I'm talking about this one. He points at Emillynn Ray. He being
With
silly.
one of his eyeballs. Oh, kid.
What would you want to ask?
Why is everybody undead? Is there a back door to get into the castle? Why does your leadership suck?
So exploring the city, we didn't find like a library.
You
or
haven't
anything?
explored the city
Oh.
yet. You're
Okay.
still just in the courtyard. I was explaining to you that it would take days to explore the city.
Well, I
Or-
would like to know if there's a library, and if there's any still usable, readable books.
This is a very good question. Ask them if there's a library, and then for directions.
Philip's like, you got to ask the specific questions that you really need.
I would ask them if they know how to open the door.
Well, it seems like Lorkris was trying to find out if there's another way into the city.
Yeah, ask them if there's another way into the
I mean,
city.
not city, the castle.
The castle. They know anything about the barrier around it. I highly doubt it, but you never know. People like to talk.
Very true.
I say that as I look at Fern.
It's very, very true. It's very fun. I love talking. It's one of my absolute favorite things to do. It's fun to see people's reactions to some of the things that I say.
You need some coffee?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Probably. This can make a lot of noise.
Come on, guys.
Well,
He's
that's-
writing. I don't want to interrupt him too much.
Okay. What do we have so far?
Is there a library? And then is there another way into the castle aside from the front door and the aqueducts?
Very good. Very good. I mean, you could ask them, like, why are you undead now?
I mean, I would like to know what is holding them here.
It's a better way to ask them why they are undead.
Would I be able to potentially ascertain, knowing the fact that this is like is cursed ground, that would be the answer as to why? Like is
Very likely, yes.
yeah.
I could always ask them what cursed them, or who cursed them, why they are cursed, what's in the castle, who the actual leadership is.
We've got 3 more questions, so whatever you would like.
It's really
I don't know magics the same way you do, so.
How do they know that you are the Fate Weaver or whatever it is? Like, how do they know that? Just by you being here? They didn't even see you when they were calling you the Fate Weaver. They just were calling you that.
Warden.
Whatever.
I mean, I have so
Fate
many
Warden,
questions.
Fate Weaver.
I have so many questions about, like, why are their eyes green? Why are the other guys that we fought blue?
Philip asked, do we really think that the Philithyn people are going to have those kinds of answers for us?
Probably not, but I
We
have
really
lots of
just,
questions.
we'll probably get the answers inside the castle, right?
Oh, more than likely, yes, but we have to get into the castle.
Shouldn't we focus our questions on that then?
Yeah. I don't know if any of these people know anything about arcane magic, but
They might. I mean,
could ask them if they know what's protecting the castle. Or what the veil is over the castle. But then
You're
again,
ready? Do
what
you
if-
know?
what if-
And my brain auto-filled the Muffin Man. And, you're welcome. The Muffin Man!
What were you saying?
Oh, I was saying it's like, well, maybe this veil over the castle is trying to keep something in.
You don't get the sense that that's the case.
But still, Emillynn had that thought.
Sure.
Like, wait,
Let's
if we
ask
break
all of the
it,
questions.
what are we letting out?
Yeah, this definitely seems like something they've activated to protect themselves from, well, something.
I mean, I would seriously like to know, like, how many people are in the leadership that's in this castle, but I don't know if we want to waste a question on that.
Well, we have...
Like, if they know how many people are actually inside the castle.
And how many members of the Triumvirate are there?
If we have more questions, we can always ask some more tomorrow, right, Lorkris? Depending on how they answer these questions, if they can.
I mean, as long as we don't anticipate a fight, I can talk to quite a few people.
Okay.
It's not a one-time opportunity. It's just taxing.
Gotcha. How
I
many
also don't
questions
have a
are we
good
at?
track record of speaking with the dead, if you remember. Besides, we have more questions we can ask someone else.
This is true.
Okay. Well, I got my 5 questions.
Okay. So, tell me what you do.
Before I do anything, Rylar, do you have any questions? Or any ideas? You see this magic in a different way than I do. What's something about it that tickles your brain?
It seems to have, I don't know, a different flavor than to arcane magics that I'm used to seeing in the world.
Like it's old magic?
I don't know about that. I just, you know, if we could give, you know, if you give, it's not exactly like it's a different color. It's just like a flavor that's in my mouth that I don't really taste, and it's different than the others.
So the magic that you're seeing is not fit into any school of magic that you and I both know.
No, it definitely is just the same schools of magic that we understand and stuff, but it's just like,
Does it have an accent? Like different dialect. Some people have a different accent, speech pattern, but they're all speaking common. Same with this magic.
yeah, I guess you could say that for sure. Arigatou gozaimasu for the sub.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kira.
Here we go.
Okay. Okay.
So, out of character, did we, when both Rylar and I cast Detect Magic, were we able to pinpoint the types of magic that were being used?
All the different schools
All the different schools, okay.
Yep. are represented in some way.
Okay. Well, Emillynn, get your quill ready. Fern,
Yes.
thank you. Rylar, can you please make sure Fern doesn't interrupt my conversation?
Philip goes, hey, Lorkris, you want me to pick the one you should talk to?
Sure.
All right, Mr. Ray, let's go walking over here.
Okay.
You're walking along, and he's just like eyeing the different people. They're right at that edge, right? They can't.
All his eyes are
come
going
far.
all over the place.
Yeah, he's like looking at him, and they're all like, "Help us, save us!" And you see him, like, "Nah, not that one. No, not that one." He's being extra picky. And then he says, "Oh wait, yeah, that one right there." He points at one, and that one's extra pathetic. You should get that one.
Is that your criteria, Philip?
I mean, not always this time.
I mean, that's the only inkling you got from this one. Is this one was a little extra pathetic?
Mm-hmm.
And I point him like, it's this one, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Out of character. Has Lorkris physically touched any one of these with green eyes? I know I touched the skeletons outside. I don't remember if I touched any of the citizens inside.
They have incidentally touched you a few times.
But none of them have died. Or
Right.
not like the other ones.
Right.
True deaded.
Yeah, true deaded.
True dead.
Okay.
Gonna cast your spell now?
Huh?
You're going to cast your spell?
What you doing?
My goodness, you're so... I will look at that one. You. And I indicate for the others to part.
The Fate Warden has chosen me, the Fate Warden. He bows before you and kneels before you and prostrates himself before you.
And then I will cast Speak with Dead.
Strange thing happens when you cast Speak with the Dead on this undead thing. Normally your character knows that doing this on an undead doesn't have any kind of effect. But in this instance, suddenly his glowing green eyes go completely dead, blank, like black. And he falls over, and then he kind of flops over and kind of arches his back, and his mouth, his mummified skeletal mouth opens up, and you can hear a voice coming out of it without actually moving, and it says, questions, answers, speaking, wonderful. Has been so long since I've been able to do this.
Well, then this will be interesting. Why do you call me the Fate Warden?
Because the fate emanates from thee.
Do you know who the leader of the Triumvirate is?
The Triumvirate is the leader.
Are you familiar on what the veil over the castle is? I realize I realize it, as I read my question, I rephrased it.
I'll let you. I'll let you if you want to back that up.
That was too ambiguous as a yes or no. I wouldn't have asked.
It's okay. It's okay. I get you. Go ahead.
But
this is like your character's thinking about the question before he spouts it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how to pierce the veil that is over the castle? I realize it. Yeah, it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do we pierce the veil? There it is.
I don't understand your question. What veils are there after all these millennia?
Do you at least know of another, or what is another way into the castle aside from the front door and through the aqueducts?
Oh, you can't break the barrier. Perhaps the prophecy spoke of other paths. Yes, there may be another way into the castle, and we can show you.
I would look at Emillynn and and I'll get as close as I can and whisper, how should I phrase? Show me the way. Or do I just ask them to show me the way?
Just ask them, show you the way. See what they do.
But it's not a question.
Fern's being good.
That's a good.
What did you say?
Fern's being good.
You can ask them, where is the way? Where is the other way into the
What is
castle?
the way?
Or what is the way?
Just ask them.
Does she blurt that out?
Yes!
Does he answer? Because it's technically not tied to an individual.
He says, I cannot show you the way in this state. Once we are done speaking, ask the people, and they will show you the path.
Out of character, was that 5 questions?
It's 4.
Oh, really? It was 4?
No, fate emanates from thee was the first answer.
Yeah.
Triumvirate is the leader was the second answer.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand your question. What veil has been there after all of these millennia? The
Okay.
prophecy spoke of another path we can show you, and then ask the people and they'll show you the way.
That is 5
That's
questions.
5.
That's fair. Okay. Yep.
So at that point, the spell ends, and the body kind of convulses and flops on the ground, and then the green light comes back to its eyes, and it's groping at you again. Oh, big warden! It seems so happy. Happy little undead peoples. Like happy little trees.
Happy little undead. You are so cute.
Yes.
Or as Philip would call them, pathetic little undead.
That's true.
You're so pathetic and so, grovelly. So are you going to ask them
To show
to show
you
you the way?
They seem to respond only to you, Lorkris.
Yes. Fern.
Philip goes, Lorkris is too cool to ask. He's just gonna command them to do it. I'll bet ya.
Yeah. This was not up for debate. And I'll go in for a stock bump. You're like, you know what's up.
A little stock bump.
A little.
Yeah.
Oh, Philip.
Man, you should have seen him before you guys could see him. Anytime you would smack him again, and get all giddy like a schoolgirl.
You can tell it's very awkward for Lorkris to just to address such a large crowd.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he does not like it at all.
Right.
He's like, this should be Emillynn. Show me the way into the castle that's not the front door.
Some of the
And he looks
throng
at
and-
Emillynn for reassurance. Did I do good?
some of the throng that are in front of you, they kind of stop. They're swaying and they're bowing and they're prostrating. And they seem to kind of go into a little bit of a trance-like state for just a few seconds. And it seems to kind of spread slowly or quickly across. They all kind of, it happens to them all. It just kind of spreads out. And then starting at the same point where you asked, the ones in front of you, and they now, one at a time, they start pointing. Of course, they point back down out of the, they're all pointing. They all like, not all at once, but like in order, as if they were a marching band, putting their weapons on their shoulder.
It's the wave. It's just going tick, tick, tick,
they
tick,
all
tick,
turn
tick, tick,
turn
tick,
and
yeah.
point as if they all are being a pathway for you to see. And you see it winds right out the main gate of this tier, and further down is all the way down the main road, and you're just gonna have to follow it. Follow where they're pointing.
After you, Lorkris.
It's crazy to think this all started about a vision of a green sea, and here I am following a green river. I'll proceed.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to describe to you real briefly what the scene is, and then after that we'll take our break.
Okay.
But basically, you guys continue following the pointing corpses that are lined up along the streets. They go all the way down from the first tier down to the second tier, all the way down to the third lowest tier of the city. And again, as I've described before, in each tier of the city, at the top tier is just the castle with some attached buildings that aren't really attached, right? And the second tier of the city is basically like these the kind of higher end, wealthier multi-story buildings, and kind of obviously a wealthier district. And the bottom tier was basically the peasantry district, much larger district, more spread out. Well, it leads all the way down to the peasant district, and then it leads off to a road to the left, to the south. And as you follow it around, as it continues to follow around the path, it leads and kind of winds through different city streets, past all kinds of buildings, past a little central courtyard area that looked like it was probably a bazaar where a lot of trading and stuff would go on at some time at point. And then it winds through a back alley, sort of as a shortcut. And you can tell that some of these people have actually started moving. They're like running to get in line to be the next person pointing, and they're actually having to start backfilling because there's only probably. I mean, there's still a good. The civilization probably had a few thousand people, so they're not having to backfill that much, but somewhat. And they basically just kind of all start running as they can. Some of them on the ground on all fours, some of them lumbering, some of them seem more agile than others. But eventually they keep pointing through another field, and basically a small farmer's field. You're still inside the main wall though. It's not a large field. And then through another little small building district, past what was probably like an old tavern or something. Again, all these buildings are just rotted, falling apart, basically ruins. And then it leads continuously south to a deep part of the city, closer to the mountains. And it leads directly into what looks like an ancient graveyard. And again, just because there's thousands of people that were here and cursed into this undead state, they all just, point your way through the graveyard, and then it winds around to the edge of the graveyard. There's a lot of old dead foliage, and then you see it looks like a stream that exits through a wall to the south, but it's just a small stream. It's not like a big aqueduct gate or anything. It's just a small area where the stream would go under, right? And when I say stream, it's like a brook. It's not. It's just a few inches deep at certain points and rocky, but there's definitely a slow flow from out of the castle, from out of a building that looked like this, kind of covered in foliage, and there's foliage all along that kind of stream, that brook. And you can tell that this is some sort of basically sewage aqueduct, a reverse, like an exit for that. And the building is kind of built in the side of a hill, which that hill is built into the inner wall to the next tier. And then you kind of look up and you see all these buildings kind of surrounding that. But ultimately, you can tell that this must be a sewage drainage tunnel. That and there's a grate, a wrought iron grate covering. You have to move some of the foliage away because all the undead people, all the undead citizenry are pointing at it. And
foliage.
What was that?
Foliage.
Yeah. What did I say?
Talked.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lots of foliage. Yeah, but it's all dead. It's all, I'm sorry. It's just all dead, rotten, dead foliage. And
too bad you don't have the speak with dead for yourself, because you could probably mix that with speak with plants. That'd be cool. It's above table. Sorry.
Oh, okay. It's all right.
Speaking with dead plants.
So then,
mixing the two spells.
Yeah. One thing that you find interesting is, of course, the group of you are now standing before this, and the throng, of course, is thinned out to this point. There's very, very few of them left. They're all kind of hovering back there, trying to stay where they were as much as possible. And as you guys made it to this point, they would spread out and thin out even more, until eventually there was just one guy pointing at this. And, just like, and so you're standing before it, and all the higher perception folks think there's something off about this grate into this. Obviously it leads into a sewage tunnel, but there's something, the high perceptive guys, like you're what, 20? 22, and you're 21, right?
21.
Yeah. I think Rylar is a 19. Yeah. All of us high perceptive guys. Well, Rylar's like looking at the stinky brook, because it is stinky, and he's not really paying attention. But the two ladies notice that there's something off about the grate, and it also looks like about some of the ground that's disturbed in this area, and some of the foliage on the other side of the brook that's disturbed in this area. So that's where...
Don't be a mimic. Don't be a mimic.
Yeah, I don't... It's not giving off that kind of vibe. It just... it looks like it's been disturbed recently, which would be unusual for a place that's 15,000 years old. So that is a perfect spot, for us to take a quick break and get a snack and go to the bathroom and chat with folks for a little while. So let's do that.
Freaking Sea of Red in chat. Let's go.
Oh, hey guys.
Holy crap! You guys are chatty today.
I love it. I really appreciate you, Kieran, Chicago, and Aries, as always. I know an Angry Angel. Hey there. And I know BT's there listening and probably drawing, knowing him.
Too late.
What?
Don't scroll up. What
See,
are you
they-
talking about? Are you guys talking shit?
We missed something?
No.
Bubba gave the usual hydrate stretch, and I'm a potato. I'm a potato. Oh, Bubba's amazing. Oh, such a wonderful person. All right. So,
Hey, Vlad's here too.
Vlad, welcome, sir. All right, so we're gonna take a break, get snacks, go to the bathroom. Scrolls up intensely. We're gonna also, even though, you know, we're all gonna step away, take a break at the same time. I'm gonna show off the intermission thing that we created. So enjoy that. We'll have about 7 minutes, and then we'll chat for a few more minutes, and then we'll get right back into it. And I promise, guys, some interesting things are gonna happen. So stay tuned for the rest of the show in just a bit.
Remember, chat. Philip's watching you.
That's funny.
No, I think if you scroll over their picture on Discord.
Oh, it's only over your own picture. You see it on. Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is the most unconventional D&D stream on Twitch.
The mouse.
How to distract the streamers? Mouse. Oh, he's like my perfect kind of weird. I really like him. I feel like he's the kind of person that would tell Guar it's okay to pee on the tree. And that feels very important to me for some reason. My hair is so heavy today.
Well, you did wash it. It's full of water.
I know.
So stretch, right? Stretch, 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 stretch.
Oh.
Fencer's pose.
Oh, okay, now you're showing off. Don't do that. I can't touch my toes.
That is, she can do standing mermaid on one side.
Oh, standing mermaid? Let's see if I can do it in jeans.
Okay.
Foot into elbow. Connect the fingers.
Quick save, quick.
Okay, cool.
It also sometimes does this sound, this random thing. It just happens from time to time. I think it has to do with some sort of decondensation or something. I don't know. It's really weird. But I swear to God, it sounds like an army of masturbating gnomes.
Are you sure they have squirrels, Tony?
What?
Are you sure they're not masturbating squirrels?
No, I'm
Like,
pretty
on
sure
my
they're.
affiliate stream?
I'm pretty sure they're no.
You know, just a...
It does. It's just this sound. It's this weird sound. But you've proven time and again that your eccentricities are beneficial to not only yourselves, but to the guild and to the land in general. So.
We are so special that he pulled out the dictionary for us. He used big words.
And the day had come. The party was ready to begin their fights in the arena against the number 2 ranked guild. Here they are, up against them. The name, the Loam Riders. Will they defeat them? Will they be beaten by them? And such it went. The battle began. It looked like it was fairly even, but it was not. Soon, 2 party members were down, and the cliffhanger had begun. And you guys are awesome.
Fight me. Let's go.
All right, we're
I
going.
did it too.
You did it too. Yeah. We're gonna go chat dance. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Kids like. To me, is this wonderful? Wait, that's not how you do it. How do you do it? I screwed it up. I can't.
I had to finish the clip. That's the last clip that was left. Was Stormy trying to dab?
Perfect. She's trying to mentor me. I don't know. I got it that one time. That last clip, I got it right.
I haven't dabbed once.
What do you mean you haven't dabbed once?
Not on stream.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were the one that inspired it all.
No,
I mean, I know there was the one time that you inspired the line that I had going on, the three of them.
Well, so dabbing came up because Fate had said something, and then I was like, yeah.
I sneezed.
Yeah.
And then Fate's like, I'm gonna clip that Starkitty dabbing.
I could
And then
have sworn that that Druid has dabbed before.
no, it's always because Fate, when he sneezes, he'll dab.
Every now and then.
Every now, like randomly out of the blue, and it's funny to pretend to be mad at it. So then he's just like, I'm gonna do it randomly because it's funny, and then I'm just like, I'm gonna pretend to be mad at it because it's funny, and which is what spirals it.
Yep.
But I have never dabbed on stream.
Oh, wow.
well, you Rylar dab from time to time,
That's true.
so you have dabbed on stream.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I haven't traditionally dabbed though.
Right. Okay. So, awesome snackings and stuff. I'm glad you guys got snackings and we got coffee. I completely had forgotten that for earlier because of our tech issues. It had my mind occupied. So, but that's okay. We're back again. We're gonna jump back into the action, into the show, and see what we can see. The group has made their way to what appears at a glance to be some sort of ancient kind of crypt with an old brook running out of it, but it's technically not a crypt. It's obviously a sewage entrance of some kind, and but on top of that, nearby on the other side of it, it looks like it's been disturbed. So, having said that, you guys ready to get back into it?
Yes, chat.
All
Make
right.
sure you have your beverages and your snacks, and join us for the second half.
That's right. All right. Thank you guys for joining. Enjoy this. Enjoy the joy. Enjoy the show. All right.
Something smells fishy about it. That is true.
Okay.
It's been recently disturbed.
All right. So,
Like the
so
song-
here's the thing.
music group.
No, not the music group. The ground and the foliage on the other side of the brook has been disturbed nearby, and you notice that there's also an ancient path that way over there. So you basically have two choices: to investigate the grate or investigate the disturbed ground. Yes.
Can I tell what direction that the disruption is going? Like if it was coming out or if it was going into the tunnel?
Not without telling me what you want to do.
Can I like
You want to
do a little look-see?
Yeah, you want to go investigate it in a way that you want to figure it out. Basically, you want to see if there are tracks or something, figure out what disturbed the area. Roll me a survival
Yes.
check.
$18.
Okay. So, just out of curiosity, the survival check you're rolling is for the ancient path on the other side that looked disturbed, right? Not the grate.
Yeah, she's not looking at the grate.
Yeah.
Okay. It definitely looks like that, looking up and down the path leads further south to the edge of the wall where you see it looks like there is an old entrance gate, like a door, a smaller door designed to still be able to bring horses through, but not like a cart. You couldn't bring a cart through, but you could bring a single rider on a horse, or single people can walk through this. It's an old barred door, and it's ways off, a good several hundred feet away. But now that you're looking that direction, you can see it. There's definitely an ancient path, and this looking up north, the path leads up to what looks like kind of a stable area, right? And that might be just before the second tier wall, but it's too hard to tell from here because it's still, imagine that it's still dark out, because of the clouds. So you can only see so much, and it's just obscured by the buildings in the dark. But this was obviously meant to be some sort of back outside path into the back part of the city and potentially the back part of the keep. But you can't tell where it goes or what it does unless you follow it upwards, or you could follow the path southwards and check out the gate to the door that leads out. Or again, there's this grate that's covering the sewage entrance.
I think we should go through the gate. The grate. Any opinions?
Rylar, do you see any magics here?
Nuh-uh.
I would like to investigate the grate.
Okay.
I'm rolling really hot tonight. That is a 31. No,
All
sorry,
right.
33.
On an investigation?
Yeah, I rolled a 20.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah. So the grate is super old, corroded, but it looks like it was made out of very solid iron, and so it's rusted, but also corroded. But the corrosion is built up to almost like to be multiple layers of more metal, and so ultimately it's just this held in place grate. You can see through it, the gaps to see in the distance. The stream tunnel goes off. It's definitely made of stonework, so it's man-made, obviously, this does not look like it's been disturbed in a ridiculously long time.
No traps or anything around it.
You didn't find any traps on the grate or around the grate or in front of the grate.
Okay.
I mean, you didn't say you were looking for traps, but nothing happened and you didn't find anything. Just looks, basically, it looks like the sewer tunnel has this grate, and it's not like, either it isn't hinged or the hinges have been completely corroded over such that you can't even tell anymore. It looks like it's just a solid barrier. But not magical, not any special metal, not insurmountable by your powerful party whatsoever. In fact, from investigating it so well, you think that Lorkris is strong enough that he could probably rip this thing right off. But again, there's that ancient path, that ancient overgrown path has been disturbed recently. Fern confirms that path that leads up to the castle and out the castle has been disturbed. And it looks like at some point they may have been dragging something.
I imagine Fern points this out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at this, is the drag mark. It's super crazy, super weird.
Do the drag marks appear to be dragging, dragging something down towards like the
No, the
we'll
opposite.
just say the
Dragging
door,
from
or it's going
outside in and upward.
going up.
Going to there.
I'm sure probably just rip this grate down.
So again, it's not leading into the tunnel or anything. It's separate, right? Just on the other side of it, just to be clear.
Two separate things.
Yeah.
If you want to
Effectively
invest-
3 choices for you guys, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to trust these people that are worshipping you to go through the gate, the grate.
They were the last individual. It was specifically pointing at the grate, or was he pointing towards the gate and possibly inferred at the path?
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunately the quandary you're in. He's pointing at the in the general direction of the little building into the hillock, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he could be pointing at the grate, or he could be pointing at the path. You're not sure.
Lorkris, ask him for a more definitive way to go.
Is he still there?
Yeah. He's like a golden, or I don't know what dogs it is that a golden
Pointer.
Pointer.
A pointer, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like frozen in place pointing. He's waiting for orders. Of course, since he's undead, he doesn't really have to move, so he'll probably be in that position
For a while.
For yeah.
For the rest of eternity.
I mean, I will say
Casting
this. Sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say that down the path to that outer door is only a few hundred feet. So it wouldn't take long to just go check it out if you wanted to. I'm not trying to lead you. I'm just letting you know. Going up the path might take a little longer, but 15, 20 minutes maybe. I mean, it's really up to you if you feel like you want to gather more information before you go into the grate or not.
Without recasting Speak with Dead first, I'm going to look at this last one and go, through the grate or along the path, and as I point, I will point distinctively, like farther enough away, instead of like identifying, like, am I going this way or am I going this way, to get him to identify which direction and see if he changes his point rather than wasting another spell. Just to see. It's my first attempt.
He looks at you, as he's pointing. He looks at you like he has this stupid look on his face, like he's wondering if he's stupid or you're stupid. You're not sure. And then he kind of crawls past you and looks at you, and then he gets in the stream and he looks at you, and then he goes up to the grate, and then he looks at you and he starts bashing his head against the grate's wall, against the grate.
I'm gonna walk up. Oh, okay. God damn. Thanks. And I'm just gonna shift him out of the way, like.
He puts himself in that prayer position, that prostrate prayer position, and then you just shift him out of the way, and he just slides in that prayer position over.
Well, I think we should go through the grate first, and then, if nothing, we'll follow the path. Yeah?
It is your storyline, so go for it.
So you do note that the tunnel goes really far. In fact, from what you can tell by how far it goes into the darkness, it likely goes on. Like, I mean, it's up to you guys what you want to do, but.
I mean, there's no guarantee that this thing is not collapsed like the aqueducts. So
That is true. Very dark.
if this is where,
Wait.
I mean,
I have dark vision up to 60 feet, so.
Rylar's like,
You do?
well, shouldn't we at least just go check the door over there and see if
sure.
see if we can see what was brought through it or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, feel free. I mean, not that it's going to take a long time to get this grade off, but I mean, still is going to require a little bit of oomph.
All right.
So to go?
So while I'm doing that, I'd say whoever wants to.
Rylar, do you want to go with me? We could go look over there. Be extra sneaky.
Okay, I'm not really good at the snake thing, with this half faith, but
I have, my stick can make it like extra hard for them to detect us, remember?
oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Do you want to follow them, Emillynn?
How far is it from where we are to the gate?
You mean
200 feet?
from the grate to the door?
Yes, the grate to the door.
Okay, roughly. I mean, I guess it's a gate door. You get what I'm saying. It's
We'll say door, so we don't confuse it
Right.
with grate
Right.
versus gate. Even though we know it's a gated.
yeah, it's approximately 200 feet. There's some gravestones and some stuff, but there's obviously an overgrown path there where there aren't gravestones, and it becomes obvious once you're looking at it, and that the the ancient overgrown foliage has been disturbed. And
If the door wasn't so far away, I'd be completely fine with it, but I do not want to leave you by yourself, Lorkris, because I know they want to kill you. So,
We've got Guar.
but still, if we were to run into any trouble over there,
I could just send Chalkapillar.
Emillynn, if I have learned anything on this journey, to let go. It'll be fine.
Chalkapillar can
Trust
go first.
me like we trust you.
frustrated sigh. Okay.
I just walk up, I give her a hug. It'll be okay.
oh wow, okay. That was interesting and out of character for Lorkris. I liked it. So,
Emillynn just
Make
gets
sure
all
they're
stiff
okay.
and she's like, "You actually hugged me."
yeah,
Unprovoked.
yeah.
Unforced. Wow. Mark it on your calendar, Miss Ray.
Oh, it's going in the
We're
report.
gonna go sneak
It'll
now
take up
before.
a full 5 pages in her, in her report.
All right, now we're getting off on a tangent. All right, so you guys.
It's not 5 pages, more like 2.
All right, so the three of you make your way down to the door,
Yeah.
Sneaking.
sneaking. Okay.
As we're walking off, I'm like, "Philip, keep an eye on him."
I was like, I got 6 of them on him for you. Six. Or sorry, I said that wrong. 6. Gotta say it right. All right. And Rylar will kind of hang back so that he's about, 10 or 15 feet behind the two of you. So that he's kind of more in between. So while you guys make your way down, what do you do with the grate?
So I look at Guar. Want to play some tug of war? And I'll pull out the rope.
Uh-huh.
And I will lash 1, 2 with enough lead.
Uh-huh.
I'll give one end to Guar.
Mm-hmm.
And go, you ready? And with the intent for Guar to give the help action.
Sure, makes sense.
And I think he'd enjoy it. He's like, yeah, just rip there.
if I remember correctly, with the help action,
You just roll at advantage.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you roll in a strength check or athletics check. Sorry.
Athletics check?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
We need to get you a better dice tray.
I know. I think we should go next.
Once we...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, would you say that's cocked or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity,
Um,
what did you think the number
yeah.
was on the cocked dice?
17.
I appreciate
The
your
other one
honesty.
was a 12 on the die, so 24 would be the max. The highest.
So you got a 24 with the new roll?
Well, I only rolled the one die that was cocked,
Oh, okay.
and that rolled a 2, so the other one was a 12 plus
Okay.
12.
Gotcha. All right, so 24 is your total roll?
Yep.
Okay. You easily rip the rotted old grate straight out of its frame and chunk it aside. And so now the way is open to you guys, and you're, they barely have made it to the next door already. You're just watching them, and you guys make your way over to the door, and it looks like just, of course she's using her, it's not very far, so I'm not gonna have her roll again the survival check to track to that door, because it was kind of obvious. You get there to the door, and it looks like the door is slightly ajar. Like it hasn't been completely shut. Somebody didn't shut it completely behind themselves. And what do you do?
So we're sneaking, and I did my pass without a trace. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Can I peek in through the gap without touching the door? I want to try
You're gonna peek through the
in.
gap? It's not that much of a crack. You can't really peek through the gap. You're gonna have to open the door.
Can I you know how when you're trying, just kind of slowly, so it doesn't try to make too much noise?
You can try
to,
opening it. Roll me a stealth check to see if you can open it without any noise. I mean, I realize, of course, that your pass without trace helps, but...
So that's... So 26 plus 10, 36!
All right. You open it agonizingly slow so as not to cause the rusted old frames to cause a lot of noise. And you're successful in opening it quietly. And you see on the other side, it looks like an old dead forest going straight into the mountains, into what looks like a rocky crag that winds into the mountains to the south. And Rylar is hanging back. You're right next to her, right? Yeah. So
Does it look like it's actually in the courtyard of the castle?
no, this is going the opposite direction of the castle.
Towards the south.
Oh, I don't know why. I got confused.
Sorry, no, I guess I didn't describe it well enough. So, yeah, you guys basically, when you were up in the castle, you made your way along the path that the undead people had led, all the way down to the lower part of the city, all the way out to the back southern part of the city, to the graveyard. And now this is a path that leads out of the city through some ancient old gate or gated door. And
I see.
yeah, so you cracked the door open now, and like I said, it just leads off into the mountains to the south. Some old pass with. Do you want to check it out further?
Miss Ray, should we check it out further?
Not necessarily go far, but like there at the door.
Just open the door.
Basically,
all the way?
what I'm getting at is you made your survival check for tracking in the other area. This would be a new area if you want to do that.
Hold on, Fern. You want to send Chonka Pillar?
Okay, maybe I'm not making myself clear. I'm talking about just checking the gate area, the door area itself, where she just opened the door.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Okay.
Like a survival?
Weren't you trying to figure out what was being dragged?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. $15.
So, and that was what? Survival?
A survival.
Okay. The tracks seem, of course, you do notice the tracks, but it's harder for you to interpret them because it seems like in this area there was a lot of tracks that paused and halted as people filtered through it. This was still recently, but you're not sure. And there's something strange about the dirt because she didn't roll super great. And then, of course,
I rolled a 4.
you both remember that the Rylars were the good with survival too.
Do you see anything, Rylar?
Oh, you want me to come check?
Please.
Okay, so he comes the rest of the way and starts kind of tracking in that area. That's a pretty good roll. Good. He got a 24, and so he hit the DC. He's like, "Oh, that's weird. Look at this. See this dark spot of dirt right here? Is that?
Yeah.
I thought it was like mud at first, but I don't think it's mud. I think it's like dried blood from maybe, I don't know, not that long ago. Definitely not
This could
like
be
as
where-
old as this place is.
Yeah.
It's fresh as the tracks.
So they were dragging somebody who was once alive through here. It sounds like possibly, maybe.
Somebody or something. Wait,
Knowing these
how
people,
much,
it's a
how
somebody.
much blood are we talking about?
So he says, look at this too. It looks like there was, yeah. I don't know. It looks like they were dragging. You look at the way this foot thing is dragging. It looked like they were dragging. Like normally, if it was like an animal that they was dragging, or a monster, there'd be like claw marks, or it would be like fluffy looking, you know, because he dragged the fluffiness, the fur, whatever, you know. But there's like, look at this, Fern. I'm sure you can see this. Look, it looked like these long scratch marks. They're like 2 of them, so like maybe it's like feet, like boots.
Yeah, that's totally a person.
Yeah, I think they was dragging like 3 people.
It could totally be Lone Rider.
But I thought the Lone Riders were over close to your area.
Here, I'm gonna show you guys the map.
Full map scene 4.
But this could be like where this could be like, you know,
So take a look
Because
at,
they, like-
at where Gloomspire Crag is, right? And you remember correctly,
Oh, okay.
the Lone Riders were learning to ride the Wyverns to try and make it past the barrier, right?
Gotcha.
Right up this way. So Fern's hypothesis isn't a bad one at all.
Okay.
so it's totally the Lone Riders. We have to definitely go in there and save them.
Of course, the disturbing thing is that you're only seeing
3.
the drag prints of 3, and then Rylar really realizes, you know what? Look, this one wasn't wearing shoes, and they had a tail.
That one is, you know, that one is
Kashura.
Kashura. I was gonna say that one was Sylvis's, you know, girlfriend, but I don't think now's a good time to be making those kinds of jokes.
All right. Well, before we go any further, we need to tell Lorkris.
So will it show if I do it over here? No, there's no way for me to show. So for folks watching, Gloomspire Crag is the citadel of the Triumvirate, the undead city that they're in. It's in the upper right-hand corner of the map. And you can't see it on the map, but basically if you head south across the mountains where there's like a green hill and some dark trees, there was a secret base. There was a secret guild base there where they were working on ways to get past the barrier in the northern part of the island. And so that's what we're talking about. Now, back to dual cam.
I'm like Kevin Costner's Batman, but with my back. Sorry.
So now you guys come back out, like yeah. I mean, you get the sense that you could, if you wanted to, try and fall. I mean, there's a curiosity part of it, because that means that somehow or another they were dragged into the barrier.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. Sorry.
Or under it, or somehow through.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're right, if your hypothesis is right, and it is they're Loam Riders, which it's a good one. It's a good hypothesis. They somehow were brought forth. I mean, with the teleportation nodes, it's not inconceivable, obviously. But it would mean that they somehow survived the crash that was reported to you, or at least some of them did.
Mm-hmm.
And may now be in the hands of the Triumvirate.
These bad guys.
Yeah.
They're not bad. They're just
I scared myself.
You scared yourself?
She flipped right to
I flipped-
the picture of goo.
Ah, right
She
on.
was like,
I was going back to look at all of the Loam Riders' names.
oh, I mean, I can just tell you. Even though I know I'm not there, but
So, do you guys make your way back to Lorkris?
Yes.
Okay. And tell him what you found.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you want, I got him right here too.
Vavoon the Vanguard, Moo, Earthwatcher, Earthskull, Miniteth, and Gashura Wormtooth.
Yep. So
You bonded with Moo.
What was that?
Yeah, I was just saying, yeah, you have Gashura Wormtooth is a Dragonborn sorcerer.
Born.
Vavoom the Vanguard was a half-orc fighter. Earthskull Winteth was a Dwarven Cleric.
And War
And
Cleric.
Moo-
Yeah.
Yeah, War Cleric, exactly. And Moo Earthwatcher was a Goliath Paladin as well.
Paladin of Glory. Yeah.
Glory, yeah.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, even with your great rolls, you don't know. The only thing that you can determine, if your hypothesis is even correct, the only one you can determine would be Gashura, because the other ones are boot drags.
Yeah.
Or humanoid feet drags of some kind.
So, Lorkris, we're at another impasse.
Yet another one.
Do we go
The
towards
gods,
the...
the
Philip
gods
says-
sure do like to make us have decisions. Huh?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yes, Philip?
I was just gonna say, Philip says, I mean, it seems to me, if they dragged, our friends into the castle, does it really matter which way we get into the castle? And if we follow that path up, isn't that likely to just go into like a back exit, which is likely going to be protected by the barrier?
Yeah, I do think we should go
Possible going
through.
through the grate will lead to a area protected by the barrier as well.
Well, then why did those people lead us to this? What, Lorkris?
Out of character. The drag marks are coming from. I thought you said the drag marks are going away from the castle and going
No.
into the door. They're coming from the door up.
Yeah, I keep saying the door. It is basically a door gate of the old stone wall, the outer wall out
Yes.
of the castle. The drag marks drag the bodies into the castle.
Into.
Up the path
I thought they were
toward the
leading
castle.
away Got it. That's why I was like, I mean, yeah, we're just gonna. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
I know my cardinal directions.
So we
It's
basically
okay.
should just go through the grate here. Good job opening it, by the way. And we're
Was
just
all
gonna
fun.
have to try to make sure that we save them while we kill everybody in the castle. Totally doable. So totally doable. If we save them first, get them healed up, they can help us defeat the bad guys. If they're not dead or maimed.
Okay. So what is this impasse, Emillynn?
Well, make a good point. I point to the guy that's still on the ground.
Yep. He's still in that same prayer position.
This one said to go through this grate, so maybe we should go this way. As I point into the darkness.
Ready to go? You want me to lead the way? I'm the sneakiest.
Because
It's not the first time we've walked into the unknown.
true. Because, as was pointed out, if we do end up going that way, where they've dragged the bodies, they could be guarding that. This way hasn't been tampered with at all recently, or in a long time, so maybe they won't suspect this way. But then again, they're probably always watching us, and maybe they might be
I'm pretty sure they saw all of their citizens all pointing into a general direction. So I'm pretty
Probably.
sure they know that we are at least asking for directions.
True.
I don't know how they could miss everybody going that way. So,
You have a
but this
point,
is
Fern.
definitely probably the best way to go.
So,
There's a good chance.
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's a good chance they're also blinded by the fact that we're here and are scrambling because they have yet to do anything different. Their champion fell and yet they do not respond. Either they are fools or it does not matter.
It doesn't. We don't know until we go. Let's go. What time of day is it? How many hours has it been?
Philip says, it responds to Lorkris' statement and says, or maybe they're just really scared of you guys.
Damn right. They should be.
I didn't know Lorkris. I'd be scared of Lorkris too.
I know it's so hard to be scared of Lorkris because I know deep down inside he's a big teddy bear.
That look on his face.
Fate is fighting the joke. Lorkris would just be like, okay.
So,
Fate wants to be like, I'm not a druid, you're a druid.
the tunnel
can't
is
be a bear.
extremely narrow and short, even for Goliath standards. So basically, Lorkris is going to have to kind of, crouch down to go through. The ladies can walk in it normally, well, what is everybody's heights again? I mean, I know Lorkris is, but what's everybody, like, Rylar's 5'9".
Oh, I'm 5'9" too.
Fern is 4'9".
Okay, so Fern, she can walk under the ants if she wants to, but I'm kidding. But you and Rylar, same height. Like, it's like just a few inches above your head, so this thing's roughly 6 feet high. So it's really
So
not very
Fern
tall.
can just skip down it, no
And
problem.
he's gonna have to basically crouch down. But it's very narrow. Only one party member at a time. So you need to tell me what marching order you're in. And dadgummit, I wish I had my camera so that you could have. There's the party members. Here we go.
I mean, you could still draw it out and we'll have it ready for next week.
Right.
I mean,
I
the reveal.
I guess so. I still want to know. I mean, we're gonna. I mean, if it's all right with you guys, we usually go to 9:30, right?
Yeah.
Can we go since we started late? You guys want to go till 10? Is that okay?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you just need to tell me what marching order you're in, and I will write it down. Who's first?
Fern wants to go first because she's the sneakiest.
Well, Fern can make everybody sneaky because it's how many people?
30 feet.
Yeah.
It has to be within 30 feet of me. So either front or smack in the middle. Those are her two options.
Everybody has dark vision, right?
Does Guar have dark vision? Can Guar fit in here?
Barely.
Yeah.
Guar is at the back.
Yep. It's
And
tight, but
Lorkris
he
is
can
right in
fit.
front of Guar.
Oh, so going from the back, it's Guar, then Lorkris.
Yeah. Like there might
Probably
be times
Rylar.
where Guar might try and you know, yeah, like he can. It'll be tight for him. It'll be uncomfortable, but he can do it.
I give him reassurance and make sure that I'm close enough that all I have to do is like reach behind me and I can relatively make contact. Like
So
you know,
then
we're-
the two
I'm
of
right
you are
here.
going to be in the back.
Yeah.
All right. Remember that Rylar's dark vision extends to 120 feet, but that doesn't necessarily mean he has
Probably.
to be in front.
Yeah.
I would argue front to back, Fern, Rylar, Emillynn, Lorkris, Guar. Fern's the sneakiest.
And the thing extends 30 feet as long as we stay close to each other.
Yeah. Guar's vision, or not Guar, Rylar's vision will be able to see the
Be a lot
furthest.
further, yeah.
He can see right over the top of my head, so it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Fern, Rylar, Ray, and Lorkris.
And Guar.
Well, yeah. I count. Guar with Lorkris. Okay.
All right?
That's your party order? All right.
Yeah.
You guys start making your way down into the dark, stinky.
Are we sneaking?
I mean, she already cast Pass Without Trace on you guys. How long does it last?
An
Basically
hour.
forever, as long as I choose to do it, because I can
Concentration
cast
up to
it.
an hour
Yeah, concentration to an hour, but I could cast it at will
because of the state.
because of the staff.
All right. Okay. So, you all are passing without trace. Quiet and also sneaky. You obviously looking at the tunnel, looking at the castle. You guys traveled probably. Let me think. Imagine it. Distance. Probably close to somewhere between a half mile and a mile is how far you came out. Probably closer to a mile, 3/4 of a mile, pretty far. And it's going, what you find interesting is this thing is going straight into the hillock that the city and the castle is built on. And as you continue into it, it's not going up in elevation, it's staying straight. It means you're going to be coming into some, potentially, it could change up ahead, but if it continues straight, it will be coming into some underground area of the castle. Assuming it even reaches the castle. And
Totally does.
After you guys make it really far into this stinky, the walls are slimy, and there's a kind of a damp wetness, and it's cool and moldy smelling. and of course the stream. Of course, the people that live there now, it's not going to be raw sewage anymore. It's just an old stinky tunnel, right? But as you do find it interesting that there must be some sort of source that's causing the water to continue to flow after all this time. Maybe an underground natural spring somewhere underneath the hillock. But anyway, you continue onward. And you're making your way, and it's nice. It's quiet, and after a while, you can't see. Even though you can see pretty far, 120 feet with Rylar, and the rest of you with 60 feet. The way dark vision works is it only goes out to that point. So anything beyond that is just going to be blank blackness. And so that's exactly the point you're in both directions. Now you're just in blank blackness, and it's getting a little nerve-wracking, and both Guar and even Lorkris are a little uncomfortable because of how cramped it is. And I need Fern to make me a reflex saving throw.
Dexterity.
Sorry, yeah, dexterity saving throw.
22
Add 3. 'Cause you're
plus
within 10
3.
feet.
Yeah. All right. So,
Would she be within 10 feet?
What was that?
I probably wouldn't be.
She wouldn't be within 10 feet because it would be Emillynn and then Rylar and then Fern.
Correct.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So I don't get that. So
Trying to be
22.
helpful. 22.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Regardless, she narrowly jumps back as a spring-loaded spear trap comes out of the wall and narrowly almost impales her, and then resets itself.
We should be looking for traps, guys.
You guys kind of glance at Rylar, and he's like, "It's not magical. It's mechanical." I didn't see it either. And then Philip says, "So is Fern the best one to be finding traps?"
No. What's your investigation?
Plus 3.
I guess I need to be up front.
I mean, you're the super bard who now has the ability to be proficient in every skill.
Everything.
I mean, investigation was something that I gave myself proficiency in, and then I gave myself double proficiency.
Oh wow! Okay, so you have what's it called again? Expertise. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you have.
I have a plus 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't
We can trade
add a
spots.
character. I'm surprised you didn't insist on you going first to get go. Luckily, it worked out okay. I will say this: that one thing that she noticed was that some sort of shiny green coating is on the edge of the points of the spears as they barely stick out. Now they're kind of in the holes in the wall, and she can kind of see them. And so not only would it have been a piercing trap, but potentially some sort of poison trap as well. Although I think your character is immune to poisons, right? Yeah.
So, technically, I'm the perfect one to be the test dummy.
All right.
Make a trade.
Yeah,
Trade spots?
I'm gonna have probably Fern and Rylar roll me survival checks to determine if you can. Your characters would be curious about how far in you are.
I'm rolling terribly today.
Yeah, Rylar rolled terribly too. You guys have kind of lost track of how far in you are. You don't know.
Yeah, 13 total.
Yep. Rylar got a 15, and that's not the
Rolled a
DC.
2.
Damn.
That's right. You
I
can
want to roll
any
my dice
skill.
for the sake of rolling my dice.
Yeah. What'd you get?
25.
Oh, okay. So Miss Fern or Miss Ray over here, she's like, "Oh, okay. We're exactly 1,266 feet in from the entrance." So basically, you're.
Were you counting your steps?
No, I was just making marks on the wall.
She's fibbing. I didn't see her making any marks. All right. So, yeah, but you guys have a good sense. You have a sense that you're how far in you are, and but that also means there's still quite a long ways to go. So you guys are gonna try and change the party order then?
Yep.
Okay. Luckily she's small. It's still awkward to squeeze and climb and crawl over her, and you're getting your clothes and stuff all muddy and stinky from all the greasy walls. And
Fern doesn't care.
Oh, Fern doesn't care, but I'm sure Miss Ray is not too happy about it.
Oh, as she's
Rylar
making
will
her
take
way
care of it.
past Rylar and past Fern, it's like, Rylar has prestidigitation. Rylar has prestidigitation.
That's right. And of course, to get past Rylar, like it's pretty awkward. But yeah, you guys figure it out. Trade places, and you're in front now.
As I'm going by, it's like, Rylar, I love you. Rylar, I love you. Fern, I love you.
Let me do Miss Ray.
So
I'm
now
right behind
it's-
Miss Ray now.
It's Ray, Fern,
Fern.
Rylar, and Lork. Okay. Okay.
Lork. Imagine if we actually called you Lork. Would you hated that?
I kind of like it. It sounds cool, actually.
You know what's funny is I like it and dislike it for the same reason I don't like people when they shorten my real name. Like, I know you're talking to me, but at the same time, I'm just like, it's not the same ring.
Yeah.
How do you
If said it,
shorten
I'd be like, what?
Faye?
My meat space name.
I know. I'm just kidding.
real
I'm just
name.
kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah.
My meat space name.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Lork.
I always wondered if you don't how you feel about the shortened version of yours.
Do not care.
Cool. All right.
I don't care.
At any rate,
Literally, I have different factions of human beings call me different variations all the time.
Roger that. I won't
I
bring it up.
respond to every option.
Now, so you guys are continue traveling on, and you're going to be moving at a slower pace now because she's looking out for traps. So I'm going to have you.
Do you want my passive investigation, or do you want me to roll it? There is a passive investigation.
What is your passive investigation?
23.
Okay. So.
Mine's 13.
Yeah.
So, after
Mine's
another
11.
several hundred feet, you come to another section where you suddenly realize, oh, yeah, that's another trap, I think. You search in that area. And sure enough, this time, though, it looks like if you, based upon a pressure plate on the ground, basically a big kind of rolling blade would slice down. Like, imagine are you guys watching, listening? Okay, so imagine a big round metal plate that's sharpened, and it's just like a saw blade that's not serrated, and it would just like zoom, and then go back in. But you see it, and it's gonna be hard for them to get past, especially Lorkris and the wolf. You might have a chance of disarming it, though. You have to be careful, though. If you trigger it too badly, then this thing will become its own kind of barrier, as it would cover the whole.
You said this was metal?
Yes, it is metal. Obviously, you could use magic to get past it, but I'm just letting you know it would become a potential barrier, a stumbling block, as it were, right? If she somehow fails to disarm it and triggers it. So you can fail to disarm a trap and not necessarily trigger it. It depends on how badly you fail.
Yeah. Like, what would I roll?
To disarm the trap?
I thought it would be. Isn't it
sleight of hand.
Oh, sleight of hand?
Yeah. Thank goodness for Baldur's Gate 3 for training us better on 5th Ed.
15.
You do not disarm the trap, but you also don't set it off. Rylar's like, wait, let me help you. Let me help you. Blessings of goo upon you. And he gives you guidance.
It's an extra D4, right?
I hope someone clips that. Yeah, I believe it's an extra D4 for guidance, correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for the 15-month resub. You're beautiful and amazing.
Oh my
Yes,
God!
Thank you, Brett, for the resub.
Arigato gozaimasu.
So I get to add a D4 onto what I just currently rolled?
I mean, oh, you re-rolled?
No, I didn't re-roll.
No, he gave you this blessing after this.
Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll.
Okay.
$23.
Okay. You successfully disarm the trap. You get the sense that the previous trap was a DC 15 to find and disable. Mm-hmm. This one, which would be, let's see, where is it? The DCs are, so 15 is moderate, 20 is hard, 25 is very hard, and then, so this one was a 20, and you were able to find it and disable it.
Okay. All right.
Now, keep in mind, obviously, yeah. So you're gonna keep going. Another several hundred feet in, you find a spot that's a little weird to you. You don't automatically find something, but I'm gonna let you roll.
Investigation?
Isn't that what yeah, the passive, yeah.
Yeah, my passive is a 23.
Right. Did you waste a 20?
Yeah, it's a 33.
Okay. So, yeah, you easily find this one, and yes, you would have found it if you had just not rolled a 1, because the DC is a 25. You needed a 25, and you're only,
I needed to roll it 2 or
and
better.
you're pretty sure that it will. This one is triggers a 5x5 stone block to block the tunnel and collapse onto whoever basically trips the pressure plate. So again, it's a third pressure plate trap in a row, and it makes the ceiling kind of drop down. But what's scary about this one is, from what you can tell from checking it out, since you rolled so well, it's not one that resets itself. It would have to be manually reset by somebody. Again, not insurmountable to high-level characters like yourselves, but anybody low level or medium level, this would, even if they don't get crushed by it, if they avoid it, it would basically make the tunnel impassable for them, unless they have certain kinds of magics. So.
Gotcha.
But you have a shot of disarming it, and you're pretty sure what the DC is, because you know what the DC, what the difficulty class is, as it were, for finding it.
Rylar, may I have Goo's blessing again, please?
Oh, of course.
Boop.
Boop. Dungeon crawl. Dungeon crawl.
That's a 17.
Okay. You get scared for a second because you hear a crunching as you're trying to disarm it, but it doesn't set off. But you also don't disarm it.
Yep. Nerves.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's try it again.
You can do it. You want help?
Pretty much every time I'm trying to disarm a trap, I'm like, Rylar, please bless me.
Oh, of course, he'll give you another guidance, and she's asking if you want help.
Sure. If you can fit in here with me, Fern.
I could totally fit in here. I'm gonna squeeze
with the space that you have, you could kind of squeeze next to her a little bit, but you can't really provide any assistance, unfortunately.
That's even worse. I rolled a 4 this time, so I still didn't disarm it. 6 plus 9 is
15 exactly?
Yeah.
All right. So again, you hear that crunching sound. You didn't set it off, but you didn't disable it. But it's getting worse. And So now the DC is even higher, you think?
Hey, I can inspire myself, right?
I believe you can.
I don't know. That's a good question, actually. Let me see. I mean, I kind of don't think so, but...
Maya he, Maya he, Maya ha, Maya ha.
A bard cannot inspire
Nope,
themselves.
I cannot inspire myself. Yeah, it says it.
Dang.
Darn, okay. All right. All right, team, if I fail this one, we might have to turn around.
No, we can totally break through the rock. It'll be fine. I'm pretty sure.
Don't forget your guidance.
Yeah, guidance is not going to help with this one.
Oh, that's a 1. Yeah. So the stone comes crashing down. Roll me a reflex save to avoid getting your hand smushed in it.
19.
All right. You pull your hand back just in time, and but now the corridor is completely blocked by a 5x5 stone. Well, not 5x. I guess it'd be slightly bigger than that. It'd be like 6x6 because it's 6 feet tall and it's barely 5 feet wide.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If a spell says like it's a 40-foot cube,
Mm-hmm.
can I, in theory, have it just target a smaller area than that?
Depends on the spell.
Transmute rock?
No.
Fern, do you have stone shape today?
I don't think I prepped it. Hold on.
Roughly how heavy? Emillynn, how heavy do you think that is?
5x5.
Well, it's a little bigger than that, but yeah.
Okay.
It's a stone block that covers. I mean, I guess you could sort of roll. Could you roll to determine that? I don't know. I guess investigation.
My passive's a 23. It's a 20 if I roll, but the passive is higher than my roll.
Oh, okay. She guesstimates that it's probably in the neighborhood of 800 pounds.
You could probably do it.
It's gonna be a little awkward for Lorkris to make his way from the back to the front.
Oh yeah, it
So-
wouldn't work.
Philip goes, there's a bigger problem than that, even if he makes his way forward.
What's that, Philip?
Well, if he's going to lift it, right? Mm-hmm. There's no way that
They can
you
make it under.
guys might be able to make it through, but Guar won't be able to make it through.
It's true. And we're not leaving Guar.
I mean, could I
Unless I can
reverse
manually
gravity
reset.
it?
Huh?
Could I reverse gravity it? Then we would all just walk along the ceiling, and then I could drop it, and then we'll be fine. I doubt that'll work.
That's not how that works.
I know, but
Actually,
tried.
I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, if she does reverse gravity in the area, then anything that's not attached to the ground, that's being held down by gravity, would follow the rules of the new gravity, which would be up. And anytime you guys step into that new gravity field, you would walk on the ceiling. She's right.
Sorry. You know what? Yes, I thought like we're just gonna walk in the ceiling to bypass it, and I'm like, that's not how that works. Like it fills the whole space.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
He explained it better.
Yeah.
So,
You guys?
I mean, it's a novel idea. It's a big spell to use for this one thing. But if it's the only thing you got, I guess it's whatever you guys want to do.
Or I could turn it all into mud, but it's gonna be a lot of mud.
No, the other option would be just to turn yourselves all, including Guar, into smaller dogs, or at least be familiar with the shape. He would just be smaller. Then you guys could just walk.
It's
through the
also
woods.
another really big spell. I don't even think I have it prepared.
You took away the animal shape?
No, it's there.
Yeah.
But that's my 8th level spell.
Just out of curiosity, I'm just wanting to know what level's animal shape and what level's anti-gravity or
Animal shape is 8th level, and reverse gravity is 7th level.
Oh.
Maybe.
I didn't realize that animal shape was a higher level spell. That's funny. I thought, yeah. Well, look at all your resources, guys. I mean, there might be another option.
I really don't have anything.
Yeah, I don't. I've been looking.
Other than just
I could fairy fire it. I finally prepared fairy fire.
You can fairy fire the stone. I cast it at the
But I mean, I really don't mind doing my 7th level spell to do that, you guys. Just saying, if we have nothing else, we can do that.
minutes. Probably a simple solution.
And it's clever. I'm as a DM, I'm impressed. If I were using inspiration points the way BG3 does, I'd give you one.
See.
Because I didn't prepare my move earth spell, you know, which would have been the easiest thing. But I didn't prepare that one.
Rylar asks, does anybody have like a spell that can shrink peoples like War?
No.
Nope. Well, actually,
I could turn us all into gas.
So you could turn yourself into a fart?
Absolutely.
That's
Remember?
nasty.
I turned you into a fart.
Oh, that would be cool.
I could polymorph Guar into something smaller.
Add a character, what level spell is that?
Polymorph?
Mm-hmm.
It is a 4th level spell.
That is, if I could lift it.
But how are you going to get through?
So, yeah, he's gonna shimmy under it. Yeah.
Okay.
He's basically, I would make him roll one strength check to lift it, one strength check in the middle, and one strength check to get out from under it.
And I'll just have reverse gravity prepared. Like, thinking about it, ready to cast it to save your life. I really want one of those bear
I don't think
claws.
you
I'm
can
just keep
cast
looking
the
over at you.
reverse gravity that quickly, unfortunately.
Huh?
What's that?
You can't really cast reverse gravity that quickly.
I know. But there would be the effort and the thought that counts.
Yeah, if you did, you'd have to do it as a held action.
Yeah,
and that would
which she wouldn't do that.
I mean, it's
it'll be the thought that counts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Emillynn, what's the tolerance between the stone and the wall?
Out of character, what do you mean by tolerance? I think.
Like, what's the? Is there a large gap? Is it a small gap? Is it like super flush? Or like the chute that would come down? Is it really like, is there gaps on the side? Super small?
Yep.
What's the ground made out of? Like, how dense is it? Is it stone still, or is it dirt?
Stone and then earth underneath it. Yeah.
Okay. I have an idea.
What's your idea?
I don't know if it'll work, but it would require another set of hands. Why not use my old glaive as a wedge? Lift it up, place the glaive, and use it as a friction wedge.
Will your glaive be able to withstand the weight?
The glaive doesn't necessarily need to withstand weight, per se, when you have a downward force and a wedge, because it'll widen if you're able to stick it up in there as the gravity comes down, it'll want to widen. If anything, it can help alleviate some of the weight as I try to hold it.
So the first part of what you want to use it for is as a lever, and then once it's up, oh no, you just want to lift it with your own force.
Lift it up.
And then have one of
Shove
them
it under
shove it in there, but not at an angle, but like as straight up and down as possible.
Yep. Like you're trying to use a wedge to fit the handle on an axe.
So your
Doesn't
old
necessarily have
glaive,
to.
of course, is part metal and part wood. So.
And if anything, it could alleviate mechanically. My intent is to alleviate the DC of my strength check to hold it up and then to shimmy across.
Yeah.
The first one will be full. Yeah. So.
Yeah, basically you'd be shifting the strength check onto the glaive.
Mm-hmm.
So the first strength check to lift it, and then you jam it in there. Your other strength check, what I do is I would say, if it would actually get a strength check to hold the first time you leave it on there. Mm-hmm. And then I would give you a strength check that would be passed on to it for you to just get underneath. Your two strength checks would be passed on to it, and the physics of it and how much it could potentially bear.
That's my plan. Worst come to worst, I hold it or I don't.
All right. We had the opportunity to walk on the ceiling, guys.
So, Philip goes, just for shits and giggles, I just want to say that I think that Fern's idea is a very clever one, but I also think that you guys are being smart by trying to keep those kind of resources for bigger and better things. Very brave of you to try this, Lorkris.
Alrighty. Do we have to let you shimmy by?
Yeah.
Am I making war smaller?
Into the smaller wolf? It's just a baby. It's just a Maybe.
So
if you don't
yeah.
make him smaller, then there will be an additional check on this thing. But if you do make him smaller, then he'll just run by really quickly and won't be affected by any kind of rolls. But I get it. It's up to you.
I'm gonna turn around and look at Guar. But I know this is a long shot, but no way you can go back to the smaller wolf form by chance.
He's like,
It's okay.
he's like, looks at you. And he's like, he kind of like shrugs and puts his little head down.
Hey, if Emillynn makes you into a smaller wolf, you'd be okay?
He thinks about it and he's like, you kind of get this sense that he first wonders, like he cocks his head like you think he's wondering, will he forever?
Only for a short time.
Then he nods his head and is good with that. Nuzzles you.
Okay.
An hour at the at the most, because that's how long it lasts. Unless I drop concentration on it.
All right.
But he won't be as cramped, at least for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna shimmy the quiver, like kind of off, so that I can pull the glaive out. Because I can't really do this in here, right? And pull the glaive out, kind of set it next to the stone, or kind of just behind me where someone else could grab it. You know, pretty obvious.
I'm assuming you're putting your other one away too, right?
Yeah. Ever since he's got that quiver, like he no longer carries his glaive out in the open.
Right.
He's like, oh my god, my hands are free. Didn't completely hurt my back, but that was not the smartest thing to do. Waving my hands. Anyway, don't do that. That's mean. So, Emillynn, I know how you feel about getting your clothes dirty, especially in this. But remember, Rylar does have prestidigitation.
Oh, I keep telling myself that.
Okay.
Rylar, you have prestidigitation, right?
He's like, I don't know, I might have forgotten that one for today.
I'd imagine the easiest way is for everyone to lay down. For Lorkris to like over.
You guys will find a way to switch places with Guarin still in the very back.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
And then Emillynn, do you want to?
It's super awkward, like playing Twister in a
Closet?
a VW bug or something. But yeah.
No. That's such a vivid image. Twister in a bug.
At least I didn't say playing Twister naked in a bug. That'd be different.
It's not.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
Stormy said it. Yeah. So, yeah, Emillynn, you want to make Guar tiny?
And do. Good thing is, I don't have to touch him, I just have to see him. So he doesn't have to worry.
I'll look back at Guar, I'm like, you got this, bud.
All right.
And I cast polymorph.
All right. Little wolf now. Looks like a little
Does
puppy.
he get the zoomies?
He's ready to get the zoomies.
Rylar, mind if I get a little bit of assistance?
Gives you. Goo blesseth you. Wait, no, he didn't have a lisp. I don't know why I was lisping like Philip. I've been hanging around him too much.
Also, Lorkris, Philip and I love you.
Bardic Inspiration too. That's a D10, isn't it? So you're gonna have a D10 and a D4.
Oh.
All right.
Alrighty.
That sound of all of the dice.
Yeah, just.
Dice in ASMR.
Yeah. I did not roll. I just because I see a 1, I set my dice down because I'm gonna with my hands. So Lorkris kind of like looks at it, just like, okay. Oh.
And I'm assuming the rest of you get ready to run under yourselves too. Right? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, he takes a minute and just like shoves his hands up under there. Where he can, and just like yeah, it's just pure strength. It's just rough. Is this going to be athletics?
Yes.
Or just a strength athletics?
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty.
Oh, Lord. Lord.
Stop it.
I'm reminded by the scene in Conan the Destroyer. I don't know if I know Druid hasn't seen it, but I bet you maybe Fate has. I don't know.
He's counting.
It's all right. There's this moment in Conan the Destroyer where Conan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, no, that's not right, Wilt the Still Chamberlain are trying to lift this giant stone door together, and it's just epic.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
34.
Nice. Okay, you hit the 30 DC to lift the thing. It is now lifted. He's like, "Whoa!" He's straining. You can see all the veins in his arms just popping out. He's like, "Whoa!" It looks like he's just ready to shit a brick. And he just lifts that stone block right up into the ceiling.
I'm the one standing behind him,
yeah.
so I grab the glaive. I'm like, where am I? Stick it up in there.
So it's going to require a little bit of strength to jam it in the right spot and get it good. Were you the strongest?
I'm not the strongest.
What is your strength?
It's a 10.
Mine's a 12.
Okay, so Fern, you get to go. Okay.
Yeah.
See what you get.
Is this also so this is a athletics?
Yes.
Philip loves you,
Yes.
Druid.
So Bardic Inspiration
Sorry.
as well.
You get a bardic inspiration.
And a +3.
And a +3.
Because you're within 10 feet of me.
Is it a check or a
Athletics.
Jack,
Yes.
Athletics.
I don't think your paladin thing affects skill checks.
Yeah,
does it?
I think it's for saves.
It's only saving
right?
throws.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It is. Sorry.
But you also are going to get a guidance from Goo. So.
$21.
Oh wow. Okay. The DC for you to jam it into the right spot is only 15, so you did good. And so it's now jammed into the spot. And now is where there's going to be a new athletics check for. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little different than I said, because sometimes that's what happens in life. Things don't work out the way you think they're going to work out. You're going to get to roll another athletics check, this time with advantage. The glaive is giving you advantage on the athletics check, and if there's a chance that it will just crush the glaive if you fail bad enough.
Okay.
Does he still have the bardic inspiration and everything?
Well,
or?
he used it for the previous roll.
I used it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
So
If you have advantage, I believe in you.
Yeah.
And Goo loves you probably, right?
yeah, so you've already used up 2 of your inspirations for the
7, yes.
Yeah, 2 of your 7. All right. But you get infinite goo love. So yeah, you get another quick goo love.
Goo.
Get gooed. That's a line. Get gooed. Instead of good, gooed.
Okay, hang on.
That needs to be on a t-shirt. Get gooed.
Is that the same thing? 34?
19.
Yeah. 34. Again.
Nice. Okay. So
Yeah.
the glaive is positioned just barely right for physics to hold in place temporarily. You all see this, and you know you're letting it off a little bit. You're still kind of ready to, and you're like, okay, it's holding, and everybody is able to run through very quickly. You all run past him. I'm still going to have you make one more to get out from under it, again with advantage.
Because Goo loves you.
Yeah. And just as Rylar passes by, he gives you another guidance.
Okay, hang on. 25.
Okay. So what happens is,
Do it.
and that was with advantage. That was the best of the two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is
Do I sense any danger as I'm out of?
Oh yeah, you sense that the thing's weight is coming down, and it's if you. So this is your final move to get out from under it, and it's basically going to push the glaive in such a way that you just can't hold any further.
Out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Am I able to use my Hand of Fate to add a D10?
If you want to do that now, I'll tell you this though, you don't necessarily need to do that, because what I'm going to have you do is roll a reflex save to get out from under it. You know, before the whole goal was to try and, I'm going to let you roll.
It's not a imminent danger of like, oh, I'm dying now. It's I need to get out of the way.
Well, so the first one was to pull it up, and then the second one was to hold it in place to meet with the mid and then jam the thing in, and now the third one is to get out from under it as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
You hear a cracking sound, you know that the glaive is gonna shatter and give, and so you have to get out of it. It's going to smush down.
Got it.
Or you're gonna have to roll another check to try and stop it. You either roll a reflex save to get out from under it on the other side of it, or you roll another athletics check to try and keep it from crushing it. And it won't necessarily kill you, but it's gonna do it.
I mean, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, no, I think I would rather I'm gonna get out of the way, so it's gonna be one of those like a quick little overhead press, like to try to like to give it a little bit of gap, and then to.
Well, no, you can't do that, because that's a separate athletics check. Are you thinking? Are you just thinking about how it happens? Right.
How it happens? Yeah, I'm gonna dodge out of the way.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
it's the it's coming. I try to give a little foot to kick.
I see what you're saying. I gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Flavor attacks.
Rylar needs to make a reflex save to get out of your way. So, real quick.
Okay. So
his DC is
saving
really
throw.
easy, but
Gets a +3 since he's next to Lorkris.
okay, he barely got there.
24.
24 is your reflex save?
Yeah, I rolled an 18 and it's +6.
Yeah. 20 was what you needed. So you barely get out of the way in the time. The stone basically shatters your old glaive into a bunch of pieces and falls down just as you jump to the other side of it, and it smashes into the ground. Obviously gonna mush the metal of your old glaive. Bye, old glaive. It served its
Bye, old
purpose.
glaive. Imagine if you pulled out the wrong glaive.
I would not have.
Just saying, what if you did though?
Well, the other glaive is also made of metal. right? Yeah. But the thing is it would have held better, but there's no getting it back at that point.
I know, but that's why Fern's picking on him.
Yeah.
Just teasing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yep. So
Just
you
teasing.
have made it past the third trap. Wait, was that the third trap or was that the...
It was the
Yeah,
third.
third one.
Yeah.
Spikes, swing blade, and then
Rock.
stonefall.
Right.
Stonefall rock.
Yeah.
Next is going to be a pit of despair.
I think we're kind of already in the pit of despair,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
arguably.
All right. Make my way back up to the front.
All right. You guys...
I'm gonna after that happens, like Lorkris is just gonna kind of just kind of dodge out of the way, kind of sits down for a second. It's like he doesn't care. He's in the water. He's like, okay, that was
Water
close.
comes up with you to you and
Yeah,
like,
just
gives
like,
you the me kisses.
Yeah, gives you little puppy kisses.
You know those kisses that dogs give you when they have this.
The zoomy kisses. Yeah. All right. Well, that probably worked better than I'd hoped.
Well, that's weird.
What?
Me?
Sorry.
I'm weird?
The music, for some reason, stopped on... Normally I have it loop on the particular channel that I created.
Yeah.
But for some reason... Oh...
Ooh.
It's now playing other stuff, so let me... Bear with me a moment, guys.
All right. Well, what are you doing?
Okay. Well, not okay. Come on. All right. Okay.
Taking a point.
All right. Well, no easy way going back that way now.
Nope.
Pressing
Unless
forward.
I prepare my spell. There's spells that I have. It's just not prepared today.
It's all right. It's all right. So, you gonna leave Gore in puppy form for now? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just so he's a little more comfortable.
Yeah, he's happy about that. Although he's like doing like this on the nasty, gross water. He's like smelling everything.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So now you continue onward, and after you travel another, you guys have been traveling under this ground in this long tunnel for quite a while. You're close to 3/4 of a mile now. You hear first up ahead what you think might be the sound of kind of maybe the source of where the water is coming from. Somewhere in the distance, but it's obviously still beyond 120 feet because that's the extent of Rylar's dark vision. And you're getting close to where if there's another trap, where it should be. And in this instance, you're nervous because each trap has been progressively worse. Almost like the gauntlet that you faced, only in traps. However, this time, the gauntlet you faced was 3 tiers. Will there be another? You keep searching actively? Because at this point, you're going to actually have to...
Roll.
Yeah, start rolling active.
Investigations.
Yeah. Okay. As you're searching along, trying to look for the next trap.
Oh, does Rylar give me guidance?
Oh, yes.
30.
Okay. You nail it exactly. Just barely. You find what looks like the scariest thing you've seen so far, because it looks like underneath the stone there's a metal pressure plate that goes all the way on across the walkway. And again, it's underneath the water, underneath the stone. And but you're pretty sure there's like a metal pressure plate that's hidden really well underneath there, and it goes all the way under and up the walls as well. And you think it even extends on the sides for a ways, and might even extend across in a grid. So basically, like there's no way, like there's no easy way to bypass it without trying to completely disable it. And you're not even sure what it does. It's just a grid of metal plate, of not plates. Well, they are plates, but they're like a string of plates. And you're not even sure like how they work. They're really strange and intricate. But you as you're kind of digging in the stone to where you see these plates, it's only at that point where you lift up a stone to see the plate and start to see them, where Rylar says, "Oh look, that's magical." And he's like, "I couldn't see it before because it was underneath the stone."
Is it magical?
Well, the plates are.
Magic trap.
You think that maybe the plates are magic. The magic in them is to set off the trap. But it's hard to tell what the trap actually is. You found a trap, but you're not sure what kind of trap it is.
I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can finally prepare that now without interrupting any of my other spells.
Mm-hmm.
Does it resemble a Glyph of Warding?
Sort of.
Does it seem like an older version of a Glyph of Warding? Like, or like similar? It's similar, but not quite the same?
Yeah, similar, but not quite the same. It's not necessarily that it's older. It's just, it's a unique kind of magic. With your help looking at it and talking to Rylar and talking to her about the trap, you get the sense that, you know, before the traps that you had before were pressure plates, like literally mechanical pressure plates, right? This is like a grid of pressure plates, but the magic that they're infused with is designed to have them activate regardless of like it's a magical activation instead of a mechanical activation. So it's not like that they are necessarily magical. They're infused with something that's, like you said, it's similar to a glyph, not exactly, because it doesn't set off a Glyph of Warding. All it does is it's some kind of enough pressure on it that then sets off the trap. It sets the trap off. But what's really weird is it's hard to tell what it does.
Emillynn, I have two theories. Either whatever happens when this is set off either will harm us, obvious guess, or it's less of a harm and more of an alerting.
I don't know if I have the skills to actually disarm this magical trap.
I mean, I could cast Dispel Magic. And if anyone's gonna try, I'd rather it be me, considering your resources are far more valuable.
Go for it.
So above table, I'm prepared to cast it at 6th level.
Yeah. Let me chime in for a second. Since sorry to interrupt you. Just that since it's a magical trap in 5th Ed, you get to actually, if you want to understand it better, now that you recognize it as a magical trap, you can roll an Arcana.
$34. I'm gonna roll this to disarm a trap. Oh, 20.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that him casting Dispel Magic, and then you can potentially find a way to
Disarm the mechanical part of it?
Well, there is no mechanical part of it. So, yeah, you're confident that that you can. His Dispel Magic might suppress it for long enough for you guys to get through. If it's like, you know, it depends on the magic. Actually, no. With your high roll, you know for sure that the type of magic is somehow being fueled to be a constant. But it can be suppressed for a period of time by Dispel Magic, depending on what. In fact, again, with your arcane knowledge check, because you rolled so well, one cast of Dispel Magic is what, a 3rd level spell? 3rd level, yeah. So
I believe so.
Yeah.
At 3rd level, it'll suppress it for 1 round, which would allow one of you to get through, if that gives you enough information.
Oh,
So-
at 3rd level.
Yeah, at 3rd level,
But
it'll
it's
suppress
long
it for
enough
1
for
round to get one of you through. Versus, and for each level that you cast it at higher than that, would allow another person to, you know, give you another round effectively. And if you could find a clever way to double up,
Rylar can hold Guar, or no, Lorkris, you can hold Guar.
Mm-hmm.
I could piggyback Fern, and then we're good.
How long is the stretch? Like how far would we have to go to get through it?
30 feet.
30 feet? Oh, cool.
That's why I said 1 round
Lorkris
to
got
get past
faster.
it. What was that?
Lorkris got faster.
Lorkris has more movement than
Yeah.
Fern now.
Since taking the mobile fee to get plus 10 to movement, so I have a 40-foot movement speed.
Right?
Yeah.
Or after you dispel it, you could probably carry both Guar and Fern.
Not through it's too narrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Guar is much smaller than Fern, even though Fern is pretty tiny.
Yeah, she's small, but you picking back her would be. Problem is your height. You know.
Well, yeah, I mean, my height?
Yeah.
I mean, Rylar's the same height as me.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's both you and Rylar's height, piggybacking her. I mean, I guess if you do it like this, it only adds. Yeah, you could probably do that. You could probably do that.
Or
I could carry Miss Ray because I'm stronger than her.
That's true.
I mean,
That's kind of what I was kind of getting at, but I guess it works the same way either way. But yeah, it would be easier. I would have you roll an athletics check to run across in 1 round with her on your back.
I mean,
Unless Fern wants to wild shape.
I mean, keep in mind that the DC isn't going to be that hard. It's just running across. It's just moving 35 feet for 1 round, right?
Yeah.
So it's up to you guys. If this is what you want to do.
I can carry you, Miss Ray. I can totally do it. We can do it. I swear. I'm so strong.
So that would mean you have to cast it at what, 6th level? Use a 6th level spell slot? Is that what you're doing?
Yep.
Okay.
Lorkris. It's like, okay, everybody ready? I look at Guar. I'm like, you're coming with me, bud. And then he just goes, and then just claps the ground.
Right. Dispel magic.
6th level dispel magic.
Grab Guar, run across, then Miss Fern running around with the Miss Ray on her back, and Rylar running up behind. Go ahead and roll me your athletic check. I guess you guys would you probably would have had Rylar go first. He would have given you a guidance before running.
Philip loves you, Fern.
Are you going to use up another inspiration die?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when we take a short rest, I get them back.
Oh, a short rest? Okay.
I believe that's how font of inspiration works. Let me double check.
15!
Oh, the DC was only a 10, but yeah. You did it.
God. Well, I mean, everything helped.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Well done. All right.
Everything helped.
What did you roll? A 2.
I rolled a 5, and then I have a +1.
Wow. Okay. You guys did it. You barely did it, but it was funny. I could just imagine. One of these days in the future, we need to actually see this happen in real life.
I'm so strong! I am so strong!
Yes, with font of inspiration, I get all my expended uses of bardic inspiration when I finish a short or long rest.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
So, I
Excellent.
can deal them out a little bit more.
All right. So you got,
Slinging on my candy.
you make it across, and now that you're on the other side, you move. You can actually see just at the edge of Rylar's vision. He says he thinks he sees a kind of a bluish light in the distance. And I'm just going to, since we're getting close to the wrap up for the night, I'm just going to exposition from here. You guys creep along a little farther and realize that the tunnel you've been in for so long opens up into a chamber that's like a 10 by 10 room, but is like 20 feet tall. And then on the back wall, there's like this stone slit, and water is kind of pouring and rushing from it like a little mini waterfall, and is what's creating this this little sewage aqueduct. And then over to the right, there's 10 feet of stone leading up to some stairs that leads up to an archway and a wall up there above where that water's kind of pouring out of below it. And the archway, on the other side of the archway, the corridor that goes behind the wall where the archway leads to, there is a sconce with looks like some sort of potentially magical ever-burning torch that's radiating a blue light. And you guys make your way out into that 10-foot area of the steps, and so that's where we will stop for the night. You've made it through the tunnel of traps, the gauntlet of traps, and you're now in some sort of underground, kind of sewage aqueduct chamber. You're not sure where it leads, but you're pretty sure. I'm gonna, you guys do your survival checks, and you're pretty sure that you're near to under the castle. You're like close.
Okie dokie.
Tune in next week.
So that's
Next
where we're
time
at.
on Isles in the Mist. Will our heroes die?
Have you guys
Maybe.
been enjoying this kind of a little bit of a classic dungeon crawl? This is the first time.
yeah.
You know what? I as soon as it's like, ooh, there's the first chapter, I'm like, how much you want to bet? Maybe not the entire place, but I was like, how much you want to bet this castle, this keep, is gonna play out very similarly or really close to a traditional dungeon crawl because we have yet to do a stereotypical dungeon crawl. And I've just been waiting for you to like give us one in some way, right? I imagine there's going to be some, definitely some mix up. It's not going to be like just but like we're about to hit some classic D&D kind of like thematic setting, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And I'm juiced. I'm about as juiced as Lorkris got. He took a couple substances
to lift that rock.
Fuck. Yeah.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
I cost you your glaive. Your first glaive.
You didn't cost me my glaive. I cost me my glaive.
It was your
It was
idea.
my idea.
Yep.
With a waste.
I
And it's-
cost you your glaive because I couldn't disarm the trap. If I was able to disarm the trap.
Oh.
I still
That's
think it
okay.
would have been cool to.
Listen, Ray. We all support each other, like I supported the rock. It's fine.
Okay.
It's okay.
And out of character, it kind of makes the story kind of have an interesting little nuance there, doesn't it?
Yeah. And in the context of like speaking like outside, above table, out of game, like everybody using different things to solve the problem, in my opinion, is a lot more entertaining than throwing the same the same thing. Like, of course, is there a killer chance that Emillynn would be able to disarm all this without problems? Yeah.
My
But it's
rolls
also
just
fun
kept
to
getting
see other.
progressively worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like all of us using different tactics, to accomplish the same goal and be creative is definitely a staple with D&D. That's what it's kind of all about. So.
Yeah.
I also
How
was
many
thinking
nat
that
20s did you roll today,
Yeah, like
Starkitty?
what, three nat 20s today?
I was thinking that thematically it's neat because you long time ago, you kind of, you didn't technically start with the glaive, but it was like the first weapon that you made as a choice for yourself, right?
Yeah.
And and now you're in your ancestors' city, your ancestors' keep, and it's like you're giving up your old self for your story arc. It's like you've given up an old part of yourself. It's like you had to make a sacrifice. I really dig it.
Yeah.
I was like, when you said you wanted to try that, that's exactly what was running through my head. I was like, oh my god, this is cool.
I'm glad you like the idea. There don't get me wrong, there were a couple other things that I thought about. I'm like, to get past this long corridor of traps, I'm like, okay, the traps are magical. The question is it magic? Is the magical trap go off like when you enter the vicinity or step on the plate?
Right.
And it's like, right? So I'm like, if it's still magical in the sense that it's going to go off no matter what you touch, then I'm like, why not just use like the wall of stone and just make a bridge and just like gap it, just walk across that shit?
Yeah.
Or use the wall of stone to support the
honestly, I was surprised that she
And
didn't
on the
prepare
top.
wall of stone, or not wall of stone, but stone shape and or wall. Well, I don't know about wall of stone. You maybe
I had
have it.
wall of stone prepared,
Yeah.
but I didn't think about that. I was more upset that I didn't have stone shape prepared.
That's all
But
right.
like,
So
Well-
there are parts of me that don't want to like metagame that specifically,
Yeah.
because like that's me utilizing someone else's tool set, and then in the immediate moment, like we're kind of cramped or uncomfortable, like in character, I'm like, I don't think Lorkris would consider that. Lorkris would look at the simplest method, which is brute strength. Like you're going to devolve to your basics, So I'm like, yeah, I'm not even going to mention it. If you think of it, you think of it. But of course, there are many different ways we could have gotten through this.
yeah.
Like,
Well, because I was too focused on thinking like would gaseous form, and I was like looking at all my other stuff. Like I didn't even think about
Yeah.
like the wall of stone.
Hey,
I was
but-
also just mad that I didn't prepare stone shape.
Yeah.
Right?
That's all right. That's all right. So,
Sometimes you never know.
but we can chat more about this amongst ourselves after. Let's raid out.
Hallmark Productions is live right now.
Perfect. I love it.
Okay.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. Please stick around for the raid. That helps out a lot for us and brightens the night of the other streamers. So we'll see you all tomorrow for Fate's stream. There you go. Be sure to...
What are you playing tomorrow?
Ooh, tomorrow's gonna be a surprise because I don't quite know what I want to do tomorrow yet. Either I'm gonna continue with Oblivion, because I do plan to stick with it for a little bit, or instead do an art stream. I'm not quite sure how I feel yet.
Okay.
Both are entertaining to me.
I vote for both, but you know, it's only if you can squeeze both in. I understand.
Hands.
Yeah, and Oblivion actually aggravates my hands more than anything because of you have to hold. You can't toggle sprint. You have to hold it.
You can't change it? No.
No, it's that old. And since it doesn't support controller you can toggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out.
Thank you guys.
This entire time. We love you guys so much. Thank you for everything.
Yep.
We appreciate you.
Thank you for the follows, the subs,
guys,
the resubs.
Exactly.
The raid.
For the raids and everything. Also, don't forget, you deserve to be hydrated. Don't forget to drink water, guys.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
Drink water.
comment and like in the YouTube video below. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate you
That
all.
thing.
Have a good
in
one.
the comments, let me know. Did you think we'd make it?
Yeah. We want to
Do you
hear
think
about
we'd
it.
solve the puzzles?
Did you have another idea? Yeah, I want to hear other ideas of how you all would solve it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. What would you have done?
All right. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Get small.